because it was delayed 24 hours for one thing, and I was super nervous. And I got to Brooklyn. I went to the Boston Hotel. The game was rained out, so they told me you got to wait 24 hours before you make your so-called debut, and I didn't know anybody in the area. I stayed there in the hotel practically all the time, wondering what was going to happen. And then I finally got a subway and found my way to Ebbets Field, did the game, and came back and felt very much relieved because that was the first one, and I was just happy it was over.
There are tapes that exist of you with the Atlanta Crackers, and they were on the CD, as a matter of fact, that was handed out on your weekend. Do you think your style has changed much since those early days?
No, I don't think so. I have maybe a little less of a southern drawl than I had then, and I use more words that are nearer English than slang. In those days, I had a tendency, I think when I first started to use words that really weren't English. They were more like baseballese. I might call a base a cushion or something like that. And I got rid of that habit as soon as I could, but it was one of my troubles in my early career.
A couple of years ago, a first-year broadcaster was having trouble with the fact that his team was 9-23 and came to you for a little bit of advice. And you gave some advice that really has stuck with me over the last couple of years. And I think it's a great kind of definition of what makes baseball so great. Can you just kind of go over the little pointers you gave to me about what is the best thing about baseball?
Well, I think the best thing is that it lasts a long time. It's day to day. It's night to night. And you can't get too high and too low, especially with your own team. And I think that the best thing to do is just to lay the game out there and let the people enjoy it and not enhance it too much. Just let the game be the focal point. And also, I felt like that when you have a team that's not winning, you can separate that on your broadcast. You can forget about the team being in last place and look at each game as an entity and let it be a challenge to you to do the best game you can, because there might be some kid or somebody that's never heard a game before, never heard you, and he's going to listen for the first time, and he, like everybody else, deserves your best. And your best is to react as well as you can to each pitch and to each swing of the bat. So I think it's pretty basic, and I think most guys approach the job in that manner.
If there were 3 or 4 things that you could point to, if you could narrow it down to that have contributed to your longevity, what would they be?
Well, God's given me good health. I think that's the main thing. I think it's a job that demands a lot of endurance. It demands a showing up and feeling good if you can, and playing over any ailments that you have. I think that's number one. I think the next thing that I think is very important is dependability, and that's part of health. It helps you to show up, and you've got to be there. Woody Allen says showing up is 90% of genius. Nothing happens until you show up. And I've always had the philosophy, if I didn't get there, somebody would take my place, be on the microphone, be better than I am, I might lose my job. So I would say health and showing up and trying to be fair to each team and respecting the players, because even when they don't play well, these major leaguers are the very best in the world. They're great athletes, and they're going to make mistakes, just like I'm going to make mistakes. So I take that philosophy into it and try to just do the game and do it as well as I can.
A few minutes ago, Kirk Gibson was talking about how he took his kids to the Dairy Queen when he got in the car and heard you on the radio last night, because that's what his dad did when you were on the radio when he was a kid. And it seems like that is something that so many Tiger fans share, knowing where they were when they heard you call a particular moment in Tiger's time. Is that kind of the feedback that you've gotten this year, and one of the things that maybe you have enjoyed the most, knowing that you had that kind of an impact on people's lives?
I think so. I think it's a great compliment to me, and I appreciate it. It's because I've been here a long time, I think, and the job that I have, maybe not because of my ability, but the fact that I was the connection between the Tigers and the public. And the radio went wherever they went, and I became part of the family. And it's sort of a responsibility, and it's a humbling experience for me to know that the people really cared that much, and I became a part of their lives.
Ernie, thank you very much. Best of everything to you down the road.
Thank you, Dan. It's been great to work with you. Keep up the good work.
Ernie Harwell joining us From the Field. Stay with us. We've got more coming up after this on the Detroit Tigers Baseball Network.
will to succeed is a force to be reckoned with, wielding influence, imposing order, reluctant to let any opportunity escape its grasp. At Comerica Bank, we not only understand your will, we know the way. We've been providing businesses like yours with the tools to succeed for nearly 150 years. Flexible financing, cash management, global trade services, whatever your business needs, Comerica makes it work. And we make it work with the way you do business, in person, online, by phone or fax, whatever you need, however you need it. Let us show you how creative, responsive, and indispensable the nation's #1 business bank can be. Call Comerica at 800-889-2025 today. Comerica Bank. We listen. We understand. We make it work.
Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender. Comerica ranks first nationally in commercial loans as a percent of total assets by Sheshanoff Information Services 2001.
The next time you take time out to be with the most important people in your life, we'd like to be there. Redwood Creek, a Chardonnay, slow pressed, for a full, long, lingering taste. Because what our winemaking tradition has taught us is the importance of taking time. Redwood Creek, because good things take time. Fry Brothers Vineyards, Modesto, California.
The Tigers, Lions, Spartans, and Wings are on Team 1270, WXYT Detroit. Here's today's scouting report with Jim Price.
And the Scout Report this afternoon brought to you by Zuber Buick. Our friends are located on Telegraph Road in Taylor's. I bring Dan Dickerson in on the last game of the season. We went to go back to spring training and said, boy, we're going to have to come up with some gems this year. We couldn't afford any injuries, but the opposite happened. But there's an old saying, wait till next year. But next year is not that far away.
Not that far away. I thought both Dave Dombrowski and Craig Paquette, when I talked to him about a week ago, had a good way of looking at it. They can't wait for this season to end, and they can't wait for next season to begin. Because I think we've at least seen some young players here that give you hope for the future. And you have to start at first base with Carlos Pena, and then think the infield next year could have Santiago and Infante in it. And to me, that is exciting and represents the future for this franchise.
I see one major weakness, and that's arms. We need some starting pitching. We talked about it this year all year. We don't have anybody particular can knock the bat out of anybody's hands. They're in the starting rotation. Now we got Herman, we got Matt Anderson, who should be back, that have good arms. But we need to come up with somebody that has some velocity to start for us.
You're absolutely right, and right now it's not on the horizon. The guy who's starting today, Mike Maroth, I think certainly has a shot of being in the rotation and being a steady, solid starter.
Yeah. All right, Dan. Thank you. Thanks a lot. All right, here we go. Last game, buddy. All right, stay with us now. Ernie and I will be right back with the lineups and the ball game after these messages.
Hi, I'm Steve Katzman, president of American Blind and Wallpaper Factory. Buying wallpaper has just gotten easier. At wallpapernow.com, you'll find all the brand names like Waverly and Village at savings of 25 to 85% off. At wallpapernow.com, search by pattern number, book name, or even butterflies, kittens, and red flowers. All orders include free UPS shipping. Visit wallpapernow.com and start saving 25 to 85% off. Go to wallpapernow.com.
Tubby's Grill Submarines is a proud sponsor of Detroit Tigers baseball. The entire staff of Tubby's would like to thank Ernie Harwell for many years of fantastic memories. Tubby's wish Ernie Harwell the very best with his retirement. Congratulations, Ernie, on a great career.
Come to Tubby's for our delicious grilled sandwiches. You'll love them because it's the grilling that makes it great.
Attention all smokers. If you're serious about kicking the habit, if you want to quickly and safely eliminate your craving for cigarettes, here is some great news from the makers of Smoke Away. For less than the cost of gum, patches, or prescriptions that often don't work, we'll rush you the all-natural Smoke Away system that's sweeping the country, and we guarantee you will be smoke-free in just 7 days, or it won't cost you a dime. Smoke Away's amazing all-natural herbal formula works to completely eliminate your desire for nicotine in 1 week, just like it has for thousands nationwide.
After I got the Smoke Away program, I have never even wanted another cigarette. I smoked for 24 years, and I quit smoking in 3 days after using Smoke Away.
Don't be a slave to cigarettes anymore. Quit smoking for good. The safe, all-natural way with Smoke Away. Call now to receive our special 50% radio discount. 1-800-229-4952. That's 1-800-229-4952. Money back if you aren't cigarette-free in just 7 days. Call toll-free. 1-800-229-4952. That's 1-800-229-4952.
Anderson going way back, way back. It is long gone. He delivers. Gutierrez charges. He throws late. Run scores. Big swing, fly ball. It's right field. It's deep. Brown going back, and it is Tiger victory.
Detroit Tigers baseball. Now let's go to the stadium with Ernie Harwell.
Hi, everybody, and baseball greetings from Toronto. The Tigers and the Blue Jays in their final meeting here in the 2002 season, and the Blue Jays have won them all so far. Jim Price is with us. He's got those starting lines.
I sure do, Ernie. For Detroit, leading off and playing center field, Andres Torres. At shortstop and batting second, Omar Infante. Batting third and playing first base, Eric Munson. The cleanup batter will be the DH, Carlos Pena. In right field and batting fifth, Craig Monroe. At second base and batting sixth, Damian Jackson. Batting seventh and playing left field, George Lombard. Catching and batting eighth, Brandon Inge. At third base and batting ninth, Chris Truby. And pitching for the Tigers this afternoon, Mike Maroff. For Toronto, leading off and playing left field, Shannon Stewart. At third base and batting second, Eric Hinsky. Vernon Wells will bat third, and he will be in center field. At first base and batting cleanup, Carlos Delgado. Batting fifth and playing right field, Jose Cruz Jr. The DH will bat sixth, Tom Wilson. Batting seventh and playing second base, Orlando Hudson. At shortstop and batting eighth, Dave Bird. And batting ninth and catching, Ken Huckleby. Pitching this afternoon for the Blue Jays, Roy Halladay. He goes for his 19th victory. He has lost 7. His ERA, a very good 3.03. Ernie, this young man has all the pitches. One of the best in either league. He's got the good fastball, slider, curve, but also a splitter and a changeup.
All right, it will be Andre Torres to lead it off, and Halladay, the big right-hander, winds and deals, and the first pitch is inside. Well, the weather's overcast, and it is 62 degrees Fahrenheit here in Toronto.
Thank you, Ernie, for those game conditions. Brought to you by Sunnyside Constructions. Are your home conditions in need of upgrading? Call Sunnyside today at 888-531-ROOF.
It's the Halladay down and away with the next one, and the 2-0 count now on leadoff man Torres. He takes a strike on the inside corner. Mr. Jeff Kellogg said so. The Michiganda is back at the plate umpiring. They've got Jerry Meals at first, Cooper at second, and Riley at third. A swing and a miss by leadoff man Torres. Torres had a hit in the opening game. He reported late yesterday and got into the game in the late stages. Here's the pitch on the way. He swings, and there's a foul fly. Hit the left. Well, Jim, we remember this young man Halladay because he played when he came up in September of 98. He pitched the final game of the season and almost had a no-hitter until Bobby Higginson broke it up in the ninth. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And Ernie, he did that, if I remember right, off the bench as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, there were 2 out in the ninth inning. 1998, he just come up from Syracuse. He's a young man who came through the system. He was the #1 draft choice. And he was pretty sharp that day, wasn't he?
Yes, sir. All the pitches. Great command. Only 62 walks in 231 2/3 innings.
Well, Infante will be the batter, Omar Infante, who had a single in the opening game and didn't get here in time for the game yesterday, and he takes a strike call. Talked to Boca Chica, and they said they did say he had a concussion.
Wow.
He spent a few hours in the hospital overnight. He will not play, he said, but he feels pretty good.
Oh, that's good news.
Pitch is on the way. There's a little looper hit into right field. A diving grab by Hudson, and what a play by that sensational second baseman. He does it again.
Ernie, I don't know how he made that play, but we were told about him coming into the series. What an athlete he is, what great agility he has, and he showed it right there. Took a little Texas League base hit away from Infante.
Well, of all the guys that we've seen this year, I don't think we've seen anybody that does it any better out there at second base than he does.
Absolutely, Ernie.
Well, there's a Munson, Eric Munson, the Tiger first baseman, batting in the #3 spot. He's been the DH in the other 2 games. Halladay, the right-handed deals, and it's a high one. Halladay is a native of Colorado. Big, strong-looking right-hander. 6'6", and goes about 220. Swing, there's a drive hit foul down into the left field corner. gentleman from Scarborough will take that one home.
Nice area.
John Hiller always thought so.
Old Ratso, UP Ratso, right?
You know it. Here's the pitch. He looks, it's a curve in too close. No score. We're just on the way. The Tigers at bat against Roy Halladay, the right-hander. He deals a good slider in for a strike. Hinsky, the rookie's playing third base for the Blue Jays. Berg's at short, Hudson's at second, Delgado's at first. Now the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Easy inning for Mr. Halladay. The Tigers go down 1-2-3. At the end of a half inning, it is scoreless.
Oh, look here, Marge. A McDonald's Big and Tasty is only 99 cents.
What a deal, Tom.
Yeah, it starts with a delicious, juicy quarter-pound patty topped with lettuce, tomato, and mayo for only 99 cents.
McDonald's Big and Tasty. When they named it, they weren't hasty, because it's really, really big, and it's tasty.
Thanks. What are you going to have, Marge?
A snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait is only 99 cents.
It's a beautiful day for a snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait, Marge.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Just a guy who sings about the new Mickey D's 99-cent menu.
You work here?
No.
Well, they should hire you.
Get a McChicken that's got the taste that's kicking, or some Mickey D's fries, and I'll call you wise.
Now you can get some of your old McDonald's favorites and new choices for only 99 cents each. It's the new Mickey D's 99-cent menu, and that's where you'll find the Big and Tasty Burger, snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait, 4-piece McNuggets, Mickey D's fries, and more, all for only 99 cents each.
99 cents.
Oh, nice tune.
Don't encourage him, Marge.
Prices and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
It's a Dog Day morning. With Damon the Dog Perry.
Let's go, Red Wings. Giddy up. All right, very good, kids. Nice job.
10 till noon, weekdays on Team 1270.
And, the kids lead the way. There is no doubt about that.
In a classroom, a group of eager fourth graders sits intently and studies how a cricket makes noise. In back sits a member of the American Institute of Architects, intently studying how fourth graders learn. The best thing you can teach kids is an enthusiasm for learning, and the place to make that happen is in a well-designed school. The sooner you involve an architect, the better the school. AIA, building on your vision. Go to www.aia.org.
Coming to bat first inning, the game scoreless. The Tigers went out 1-2-3. Now Mike Maroth, the left-hander, on the mound for Detroit.
Ernie, I think he's made a statement that he can pitch in the big leagues no matter what happens here this afternoon.
Here's the pitch to Shannon Stewart, the leadoff man. He takes the strike call.
He has a record of 6-9 at .467 ERA. Got a variety of pitches, not overpowering, a lot of breaking balls.
Shannon hitting .304. He's had 3 doubles into 2 games, plus a single. He backs away from an inside pitch. That's spun him away from the plate in a hurry. And it evens the count at 1-1. Outfield is straight up on him. Well, the Blue Jays have won 6 in a row. This is the end of a 6-game homestand, as well as the end of the season for them. And the Tiger left-hander kicks and deals, and there's a high fly lifted into right center. Torres coming in, calling for it. He's got it. And there's a 1 away. By the way, today is the birthday of Carlos Tosca.
Oh, the manager.
The manager. He is 49 years old.
Just a young whippersnapper.
Yes, sir. How about that guy, John Stricker? He got his nickname from the date of his birth. Did you know that?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. He got his nickname from the day of his birth, yeah. I'll tell you about it in a little while. His nickname was 060859. There's a foul out of play. You like that for a nickname?
That's it? That was the old nickname?
It's a little awkward, isn't it, to call the guy?
How would you call him, Ern?
I'd say 06. I'd be familiar enough to know his first 2 numbers.
That's right. Oh, man. John Stricker.
Yeah. Here's the pitch on the way now. It's a ball high on Mr. Hinsky. And here's the Rookie of the Year, everybody says. He's got a 1-1 count on him right now.
We'll vote for him.
Left-hander against the left-hander, and Hinsky swings and misses on a little wrinkle that got toward the outside of the plate. up, getting the side now. The Floridian deals, and there's a cut and a miss. He struck him out. Another little hook, and sends him back to the dugout. So they're 2 up and 2 down. And the Blue Jays send up another outstanding youngster, Vernon Wells, their center fielder. Outfield will be around toward left on Vernon. Cloudy skies. Well, nice blue sunshiny morning, and then the clouds came in and they've covered the sunshine. Ground ball to left, base hit. That's one of those turf hits. An eye hit between Truby and Infante, and he's on with a 2-out single.
Ernie, would you think playing on turf all year would it elevate your batting average 5, 10, maybe 15 points?
At least that much, I'd say, because you got that ground ball that gets to the infield. Otherwise, it's going to be stopped, and you'll be thrown out at first base. Delgado, the first sacker at the bat now. Carlos hitting .277, 33 home runs, one of them in this series, 108 batting RBI total. 2 out, 1 on, no score, first inning. The Blue Jays at bat. Left-hander Maroth delivers, and there's a cut and a miss. He started him off with a fastball. Delgado with a home run and a single yesterday. In the opening game, he had a walk, a single, and was hit by a pitch. I think he's pretty much settled in at first base.
Yes, sir.
Here's the pitch on his way. It's a curve outside. 1-1 they count on him. Game scoreless in the first. A little roller hit toward second base. Jackson flips it over to first, and the side retired. At the end of 1, it is scoreless in Toronto.
Hi, I'm Mort Krim for Comerica Bank. Today I'm here to pay tribute to a man who's been a part of our lives in Detroit for more than 40 years, Ernie Harwell. At the end of this season, Ernie will be, to use his words, long gone from the broadcast booth. But not from the hearts and minds of Detroiters who have grown up listening to him. Our 68 and 84 World Series memories will always have a Georgia accent, and the Song of the Turtle will always mean opening day. No one can deny Ernie has an encyclopedic knowledge of baseball and a love of the game that can be heard and felt over the airwaves, no matter how small your speakers. But it's his character that has endeared him to Detroit and indeed to the entire country. He's been called a poet and a gentleman. I second that thought wholeheartedly. On behalf of myself and everyone at Comerica Bank, thanks, Ernie. To all of us, you were more than a voice on the radio. You were and are a cherished friend.
As the Detroit Tigers work hard to build their game-winning average during the rest of the baseball season, the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights continue to redefine Detroit's skyline and build strong communities across Michigan. Join the MRCC team. You'll receive great pay, state-of-the-art training, a rock-solid pension, and job security. We work as a team with our contractors to provide quality construction, each job on time, on budget, with pride. For the best training, the best pay, the best future, call 1-888-HAMMER-9 or visit hammer9.com today to join the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights.
No score. Pena coming to bat for the Tigers against Roy Halladay, the Toronto right-hander. Well, it's that time of year, folks. The Cubs have announced that Bruce Kim will not be retained as their manager. The old Tiger catcher will have a job somewhere else in the organization, as the saying goes.
Tough chore when you're brought on like that.
Yep, he had a tough time. Here's Pena. He swings and fouls it away. This is also the time when everybody's speculating on the Rookie of the Year, the MVP, Cy Young Award winner, all those good things.
Yeah, they're exciting.
And everybody's got a different opinion. Well, that's the way it should be. Pena batting .244. And he takes a pitch into close. It used to be that the MVP was never announced until after the World Series.
Why was that, Ernie?
Well, they had a fellow named Roger Peckinpah of Washington. He won the award, and then he had a terrible game. He had a terrible time in the series. He made 8 errors against Pittsburgh. That was a record, and after that winter, they decided they'd never do that to anybody.
You know, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you can blame old Raj for that. Roger Peckinpah. Here's the pitch. It is a curve in for a strike. No score. One hit for the Blue Jays. No hits for the Detroiters. We're in the Sky Dome in Toronto, the final game of the year. Wind up by Holiday. He delivers. There's a little tapper hit wide of first base. Delgado grabs it, flips it over to Holiday covering, and there's one up and one down. Well, join Al Kaline, Willie Horton, Jim Price, and all the other Tiger greats for the 68 World Series reunion as the Tiger Fantasy Camp celebrates anniversary 35 of the championship team. That will be this winter in Lakeland, Florida. That's January 26th, February the 2nd, February the 2nd, February the 9th. They do it in 2 shifts. There's a ground ball foul out the bat of Monroe.
Any truth to the rumor you're going to suit up?
I don't think things are that bad yet. Things are tough down there, but they haven't reached
We're looking
that
for a prospect.
low level.
Still looking for a prospect, Ern.
I'm one of those guys couldn't stop a grapefruit from rolling uphill. Here's the pitch, swung on and hit foul down toward third. By the way, that phone number, 313-471-2550. 471-2550. Tell him Jim Price sent you. You'll probably never get in. Wind up by Holiday. He delivers. Here's a breaking ball outside on Mr. Monroe. Got his first home run in this series. Got his first hit as a Tiger this year in this series. No score in the second inning. One out for the Detroiters. Holiday ready to deal again, and there's a foul lifted out of play down in the lower deck. Like to say hello to Ernestina Parabano in Ann Arbor. There's some Pablo is here. There's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Backing up is Wells, and he makes the catch.
I don't think he saw the ball, Ernie, at first.
Lost it for a while, but then he seemed to recover.
Yeah, he's got that great speed and good eye contact after he makes contact with the ball and tracked it down.
Well, that'll make it 2 down, and Damian Jackson will be the Tiger batter. Damian coming up now with a batting mark of 260. Right-hander against the right-hander. The Tigers still have not put a man on base against this fine right-hander who's seeking his 19th win this afternoon. He's been a good one. Outfield straight up on Jackson. And he swings and fouls it away. Well, Tiger greetings to John and Valerie Moot in the Grosse Pointe Farms. And Alex and John Moot Jr. from Uncle Leo Murda. He came all the way from Half Moon Bay to see his heroes in action.
That's terrific.
Here's the pitch on the way. There's a fastball outside.
It's up by Frisco, isn't it?
Yep, down there near Stanford. Here's the pitch on the way. He looks, and it is a strike on the inside corner. Holiday checks his sign with Huckabee, and there's a foul out of play. Tigers have lost their last 3 games. They are 0-5 this year against the Blue Jays. Now they wind up in the pitch. He swings. There's a fly ball lifted into right center. Wells and Cruz are going for it. Wells on the run. He makes the catch. And that retires the side again. 1-2-3. We go to the last half of the second. Scoreless.
Hi, Mike Kearns here from Kearns Brothers Construction. If you're like me and your home is the biggest investment of your life, where you and your family go to relax and regroup, take the gamble out of your next roofing or home improvement project by calling my family, Kearns Brothers Construction. Kearns Brothers is proud to have earned the title of GAF Master League Contractor. and is a good standing member of the Better Business Bureau. My family asks for no money down and no payment until the job is complete. We do the job right the first time. Professional workmanship in roofing, siding, and windows is what you can expect from Kearns Brothers, serving Southeast Michigan for over 15 years, house by house. Call me today and get $150 off your next roof job. Or ask about our special 3-day, 2-night vacation package. Tell them Mike said so. Kearns Brothers Construction. Your family can trust my family for your next roof job or home improvement project. I guarantee it.
Check Kearns first. Call today, 313-277-8000. That's 313-277-8000 for your free estimate on your new roof or next home improvement project. 313-277-8000. Kearns Brothers guarantees satisfaction.
Hi, this is Ernie Harwell. 60 years I've been doing play-by-play, almost as long as Wright & Philippus has been a leader in the rehabilitative health care. Wright & Philippus is large enough to provide a variety of services, small enough to meet your individual needs. From home medical equipment to prosthetics, orthotics, and barrier-free equipment, Wright & Philippus is first to serve, first to care. Visit their website at firsttoserve.com and see why they're first to serve your home health care needs.
Galliano's Van Dyke Dodge is your 5-star award full-service Dodge dealer. Visit them on Van Dyke, half-mile north of 696 in Warren. Galliano's Van Dyke Dodge.
Blue Jays coming about now, the second inning. This game is scoreless. Mike Maroth on the mound for the Tigers. The sun trying to break through the overcast now here at the Sky Dome in Toronto. And the batter, Jose Cruz, a junior, waiting, and the pitch misses the outside corner. Ball one on Jose. Hitting 246 for the season. Open stance hitter, pulls that front foot back a little bit, not a whole lot. Line drive right to the glove of Truby. A hot shot liner for the out. One up and one away for Tom Wilson, and this guy's been poisoned, Jim, to the Tiger pitching. The catcher turned DH. He is DHing again today. Yesterday, had a double and 2 singles. And in the first game, he had 3 singles.
Those catchers, Ernie.
I tell you, you got to be careful about catchers. No score, 1 hit for Toronto, no hits for the Tigers. We're in the second inning. Wilson, a right-hand batter, trying to settle himself in. Outfield is almost straight up on him. The kick by Maroth, and he fires that fastball high. Deep at second is Jackson, and pull to his right a little bit toward the middle of the diamond. There's a breaking ball low. 2-0 the count on him. Final game of the season. Each of these clubs out of contention. The Blue Jays have picked it up and played well toward the end of the season. The Tigers continue to struggle. There's a strike call. Wilson at the bat, 2-1 the count on him. Maroth checks his sign, but the Brandon ends and deals again. There's a strike on the inside corner. Well, a lot has been made about this being my final game. It is my final game, and I'll say goodbye to you folks after the final out. We'll have a little break and then come back and have a moment of goodbye. And it's been a wonderful ride for me. There's a little pop fly hit into right field. Who's going to get it? Here comes the right fielder Monroe to put it away. And that will make it 2 down. But it is a great feeling of relaxation and peace that I have about my decision. I think, it's been a wonderful 55 years, and I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me, have any tears. We're just going on to something new. But I do appreciate all you folks have done for me. Anyway, we'll save the rest to the end of the game. Strike called on Mr. Orlando Hudson, who has shown us a shining glove this afternoon, and the 2 previous games to boot. Well, we shouldn't say to boot for fielders, should we?
Oh, that's right. He's made some terrific plays.
Like our old pal Boots Murillo, He named his kid Boots after he made about 6 errors in a game. And the kid had that all his life. As a ground ball hit to short. Infante throw to first. He got him. They go 1, 2, 3, and the Blue Jays are out. The Tigers come to bat in the 3rd. Scoreless tie.
Like
Like a raging river, your drive to succeed is unstoppable. Sweeping away obstacles, carving the landscape, rushing ever toward the next horizon. At Comerica Bank, we've been helping businesses like yours pursue their destinies for a century and a half. We understand that a good relationship demands good people, and ours are the very best. Experienced, knowledgeable, creative. Not just willing to help, but able to. Because at Comerica, you deal directly with local decision makers, people who understand your business and provide custom solutions that make a difference. Let us show you how flexible, responsive, and indispensable the nation's #1 business bank can be. Call Comerica at 800-889-2025 today. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work.
Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. Comerica ranks first nationally in commercial loans as a percent of total assets by Sheshanoff Information Services 2001.
Every winning ball club knows the signs about the squeeze, sacrifice, and steal. Of course, when you go grocery shopping, there's only one sign you need to look for: Kroger. For over 85 years, Kroger has stood for selection, freshness, and good old everyday value. And now Kroger saves you even more money on the things you use every day: milk, hamburger, fresh fruit and produce, even diapers and baby food.
We like to see you here.
Great meals start at Kroger. Game scoreless, and the Tigers now coming to the bat in the third inning. We talked about Holiday in his debut, and he almost had a no-hitter. Some of the great, real debuts in baseball history. Jay Hughes of Baltimore back in '98 beat Washington 2-0 on a 2-hit shutout the first time. The next time out, he beat Boston 8-0 on a no-hitter. Two pretty good starts.
What a start.
There's a fastball outside to Mr. Lombard. Georgia playing left field and hitting in the number 7 spot. Holiday delivers. George hits a ground ball to first. Delgado will make the play unassisted, and the first 7 have gone down in a row.
All right, for members of the Team 1270 MVP Awards program, your code word this inning is ovation. O-V-A-T-I-O-N. If you enter that code word, that's worth 25 points. O-V-A-T-I-O-N. And Ernie, that's for you and Miss Lulu. Ovation.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Here's a pretty good debut. J.R. Richard of Houston has struck out 15 his first time out.
He was nasty, wasn't he?
Yeah, they say he had a old foot-in-the-face motion, you know. He was big and mean and tall and
that great
nasty
stuff.
and could throw hard. Otherwise, he wasn't much of a problem. Swinging strike on Mr. Inge. Brandon waiting now and takes another one. This is low. He's hitting 204 for the season. Tigers still looking for their first runner. Holiday deals. There's a high foul that'll be out of play. Well, a big hello to Gary Russell and friends in Richardson, Texas. They have been longtime Tiger supporters. Also, Mike Graff from Charlotte, North Carolina, a Tiger loyalist of long standing. Swing, another foul hit back into the seats. He was been jammed by the last 2 pitches. Holiday, the big right-hander, goes into action. He deals, and there's a fly ball hit the back of first. It's a foul. Delgado's there and makes the catch near the seats. And that is 8 in a row for Mr. Holiday.
Joe Holiday has all the stuff. He likes to work the fastball in, the breaking ball away. And we got the word before the ball game that he doesn't throw many split fingers until about the 5th inning because he wants to establish his other pitches.
2 balls hit on the ground. They've both been hit to the first baseman, Delgado. He's had a couple of strikeouts. Everything else has been of the pop-up variety. Truby at the bat, and he fouls it away. The team we had in Baltimore was such bad hitters. They called them the Kleenex team. Pops up one at a time. There's a ball, 1-1.
Led by Willie Miranda?
Yeah, Vern Stevens led the team in home runs with 8. There's a ground ball foul.
You didn't use your home run call very much.
He led the team in RBIs with 46.
Of course, that was before the DH, right?
Oh, yeah. Truby waiting. He fouls it away, and That one's back in the seats. Well, Halliday's throwing that hard stuff outside. The right-hand hitters are just not getting around on it.
He's got a very free and easy motion.
Big guy gets his sign now, works again. The pitch, and there's a bounding ball under his glove. Hit the glove, picked up by the second baseman, Hudson. Not in time is his throw, and that'll be a base hit.
Well, if it doesn't hit his glove, it probably goes through the middle for a base hit. Good effort by Hudson, but Truby smelled that infield base hit and the first base runner for us.
So the Tigers get their first hit. The hits are even. It's no runs, one hit on each side now. Vernon Wells had a 2-out single in the first off Mike Maroff. So everything's even here in Toronto. Andre Torres, the leadoff man, coming up for the second trip. And the left-hand batter takes a fastball outside. Well, they're very pleased with Carlos Tosca here. He seems to be a very pleasant guy. Met him and his twin brother, the Roofer.
The Roofer.
There's a swing and a foul out of play.
They certainly have something to look forward to coming in the spring.
Yep, natives of Cuba. They make their home now in Florida. Man on first, 2 out, no score. Set the pitch, he swings and fouls it over the screen and in among the customers right down below us. We've had some great crowds in this big ballpark. And some great teams over the last years. There's a pitch in too close. We've got a lot of members of Exhibition Stadium, too, especially the way the Pigeons used to come in the 7th or 8th inning. You know, they knew the game was almost over. Seagulls and the Pigeons. There's a bounding ball up the middle. Hudson going to his right. Underhands it over to the second base, the shortstop, Berg, and the side retired. Well, the Tigers got a hit, and that's all. Now the Jays batting the third. The game still scoreless.
Seeing orange cones in your sleep? Road construction projects are everywhere, and that can mean big delays for drivers. WWJ, News Radio 950, and AAA Michigan want you to face the road prepared. Each week, we'll send you an email with the latest road closings and construction delays. The WWJ Road Construction Alert. Sign up now at WWJ.com. The Road Construction Alert, sponsored by your local Dodge dealers and by Panasonic Automotive DVD, and delivered to you from News Radio 950, WWJ.
You're riding in your car. You crank up your favorite music station. You never hear a commercial. Not one. It's new Sirius satellite radio. 100 channels of the best entertainment on the road. 60 original music channels, 100% commercial free. Plus 40 sports news and entertainment channels. Only Sirius gives you visual entertainment coast to coast with S-Plex technology for superior sound resolution. And getting Sirius is easy. Just adapt your existing radio or get a Sirius Ready radio and receiver kit. Then subscribe. Sirius satellite radio. You'll never want to leave your car.
CBS Sunday, after 60 minutes. Get ready for the impossible.
The mother of all nightmares is on the loose.
Tom Cruise, Anthony Hopkins.
I don't think I can do it. I mean, it'll be difficult. Very. This is not mission difficult. It's mission impossible.
The most intense.
I think you got a problem.
The most extreme.
Oh, I'm mad, man.
The most impossible mission yet.
Having fun?
The network premiere of Mission Impossible 2. CBS Sunday.
Red Wings fans, get your Collector's Edition 2002 Stanley Cup Championship bobbleheads exclusively at Joe Louis Arena, Hockeytown Authentics in Troy, or by calling 1-800-WINGS-25.
Game scoreless. We go to the last half, the third now, and Berg, the shortstop Dave Berg, will lead it off for the Blue Jays against the Tiger left-hander Mike Maroff. Mike delivers, and Berg swings and misses on the fastball toward the outside. No runs, one hit, no errors on each side here in the third inning. There's a line foul out of play over in the right field seats. Pizza, pizza. It's better than ever at Caesarland for fun, games, prizes, rides, and more. Caesarland, great for birthday parties, team parties, or when the kids just need to have some fun. Call today for low group rates plus fun packages. Ground ball up the middle, hit hard, glove by Jackson, throw to first on one hop. He got him. Good play by Damian roaming wide to his right, almost back into center field.
Ernie, I think Damian Jackson's done a good job for us this year. Wherever we've played him, hasn't played a lot, but when they put him in, seems to do something to help the ball club.
Well, here is Mr. Huckabee, the catcher, Ken Huckabee.
It's a good baseball name.
Yeah, you like that Battery, Holiday, and Huckabee.
The 2 H's.
Mm-hmm. He's hitting 244. Back foot on that rear chalk line. The right-hand batter takes a strike. Well, Tampa Bay leads Boston 1-0 in Boston there in the second. Kansas City 2, Cleveland 0 in the second at Cleveland. Mets lead Atlanta 1-0 at Shea. There's a ball in too tight. And they count even 1-1. Toronto having a good second half of the season. Mr. Tosca took over, turned things around. Buck Martinez went back to TV. Here's the pitch swung on. There's a line drive, base hit into right center. Huckabee is on with the second hit for the Blue Jays. A man on and the man out. They go to the top of the batting order. Now the always consistent hitting Shannon Stewart. Home runs at 303. Real steady kind of a hitter, Jim.
Yeah, and can hunt him down in the outfield. He brings a lot to the dance. He's a lot like Wells. Can run, can do everything you need. Hit for power, hit for average.
Man on, a man out. Game tied 0-0. We're in the third in Toronto. There's a breaking ball. It's over, but it's low from Mike Maroff, the Floridian. Tigers have the infield in double play depth. There's a slider that stays away. Munson will hold on the bag with a runner. Huckabee. And the pitch is over, but it's low. Stewart now with a count of 3-0. So this is the first time we've seen anybody much go to a deep count. And the pitch, he got a strike across. Slowed up on that one and got it over. The overcast has come back. It's beating out the sun right now. Set the pitch. He swings. Bounding ball. Stopped by Truby. Throw to second. One. Relay to first. Two for the price of one for the Tigers. A great play by Truby to end the third inning. We go to the fourth. The game is scoreless.
Like a mountain, your resolve to succeed is undeniable. Tough as granite, larger than life, impervious to wind and weather. Comerica Bank, the #1 business bank in the nation, shares your resolve. After a century and a half, our dedication to business is self-evident. Not only do we have the experience to help you succeed, we have the expertise and the creativity. Team after team of smart, energetic, innovative people. But the primary reason we're the nation's #1 business bank is that we work hard to understand your vision and work even harder to help realize that vision. Let us show you how flexible, responsive, and indispensable a dedicated business bank can be. Call Comerica at 800-889-2025 today. Comerica Bank. We listen. We understand. We make it work.
Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. Comerica ranks first nationally in commercial loans as a percent of total assets by Sheshanoff Information Services 2001.
Attention pizza lovers, it's hot, it's cheesy, and your favorite topping, then hurry to Little Caesars for our $5.55 Hot August special. Every day in August, swing into Little Caesars, and we'll take care of dinner with a large, hot and delicious single topping pizza for only $5.55. That's $5.55 for a large Little Caesars single topping pizza, hot out of the oven and ready for dinner, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Scoreless tie. We go to the fourth inning, and there he is. Dan Whom, there's none Homer. Dan Dickerson.
Thank you, Ernie. No runs, 2 hits for the Blue Jays. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers through 3. And yes, the pitchers have dominated. And I tell you, Roy Halladay, Jim, is just so impressive.
He's got all the pitches. He likes to work both sides of the plate. He has late movement, and you know how important I feel late movement is. And plus, he's got a splitter now that's been effective.
Lone Tiger hit belongs to Chris Truby, of all people, an infield hit. He got jammed, broke his bat, went to second base, and he beat the throw from Orlando Hudson. Infante will lead it off in the top of the fourth inning. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Halladay. First pitch is a fastball that misses low and outside, ball 1. Infante popped out. It looked like it'd be a bloop hit to right in his first at-bat, and Hudson, ranging far to the glove side, made a great diving catch. Here's a drive to center field, shallow. Wells comes in. Now he backs up, makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down in the Tigers' fourth inning.
You get the feeling as Shannon Wells, that was not a tough play, but you get the feeling that he can patrol this outfield as well as anybody.
Well, that one hit in the second inning when Monroe drilled it to center, he got the latest start, and I thought for sure it would be over his head, and he just glided back and made the catch and made it look easy.
Speed can take care of some miscues for you.
Got Stewart with great speed in left, if not a great arm. And Cruz is a center fielder, and he's playing right.
That's right. They have 3 guys that can hunt him down out there.
Munson taps one foul over by the Tigers' dugout first base side. He struck out in his first at-bat. He's been in the number 3 slot throughout the weekend. Carlos Pena waiting in the on-deck circle. Scoreless tied through 3, and Huckabee now looks like he's got something in his eye. And I don't know if he wears contacts, but looks like he's kind of fiddling with his left eye and maybe a contact problem in that eye.
Could be, or some dirt splattered up and got in there. That happens to catchers periodically. You know, it's tough back there.
He's getting it flushed right now, and it looks like he'll be ready to go. Halladay going for a win number 19 this year. Came into the game today with the 5th best ERA in the American League. Strike 1 to Munson, taps it off home plate. High chopper to second. Hudson finally waits for it to come down, fires over to first. They still get Munson by a step and a half. 2 up, 2 down, just 1 base runner so far. The infield single by Chris Truby. Halladay hasn't walked anybody. 2 strikeouts, both came in the first inning. Now Carlos Pena at the plate. He grounded out his first time up. Infield back, and the outfield straight up. Well, shading him slightly to left center. Scoreless tie, top of the 4th inning in the season finale in the 2002 season. Slider comes down and in on Carlos Pena. Missed off the plate, ball 1. Carlos hitting .257 in his time with the Tigers, .244 overall with 19 home runs in his rookie season. Grounds this one to deep short, backhanded by Berg from the hole, throws over to first. He got him, almost pulled Delgado off, but the long stretch gets Pena. And the Tigers go 1-2-3 for the 3rd time today. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Skydome in Toronto. We're scoreless.
You're a small business competing in a rapidly changing environment. Sales, competition, technology, the economy, security, rising costs. The task is daunting. The risk is falling behind. Now the Detroit Regional Chamber and WWJ News Radio 950 are ready to help. Each week we search out the solutions for your small business right here in the Detroit region. Then we deliver them to your desktop every Tuesday morning. One read, one-stop shopping for Michigan-based small businesses. Your Biz, the Detroit Region Small Business Toolkit.
This is Dick Blouse. Small business is a growth engine for regional Detroit. WWJ and the Detroit Regional Chamber want to help you build your business every week.
Head to DetroitChamber.com and sign up for the Your Biz, the Detroit Region Small Business Toolkit. You are not in business alone. You've got partners, the Detroit Regional Chamber and WWJ.
This week, read how new technology at the border boosts security and reduces delays. Check out this week's issue of Your Biz at the DetroitChamber.com.
One of the keys to a successful ball team is staying healthy. It's the same in everyday life, and that's why many neighborhood Krogers now have a pharmacy. So if someone on your home team is feeling a little under the weather, stop on by. You'll find Kroger has the same great selection of national brand products you've come to rely on all these years. Plus a whole variety of generic brands that work just as well.
We like to see you. We like to see you here.
Great meals start at Kroger.
As the 2002 season comes to a close, the Detroit Tigers wish to thank our fans for their support, and we'll see you next year at Comerica Park. Thanks from the Tigers.
The rookie third baseman for the Toronto Blue Jays, left-handed hitting Eric Hinsky, will lead it off in the bottom of the fourth inning against Mike Maroth, who has allowed just 2 singles through the first 3. Scoreless game in the bottom of the fourth inning. Wells with a 2-out single in the first, and then Ken Huckabee, the little bloop single with 1 out in the third inning. He was erased on a double play. Hinsky struck out in his first at-bat. He swings here and drives one high in the air, deep to left. Lombard back to the warning track. Now he turns, comes in, makes the catch. Hinsky gave a bid for home run number 25, but it came up short. 1 up, 1 down.
Our rewards program members, get ready. Your code word this inning is meant for Ernie Harwell. Gratitude. Once again, Gratitude. Gratitude for all those wonderful years you've been the voice of the Tigers. You'll always be the voice of the Tigers. That's worth 25 MVP points.
I think the thing that so many of us remember, Jim, is exactly where we were at so many different times when Ernie was calling a particularly memorable moment in Tigers history. It's just frozen in your mind exactly where you were. Here's a little pop-up behind second base. Damian Jackson will back up a couple of steps, make the catch. Wells broke his bat, pops out. Maroth has retired the first 2 here in the fourth inning.
Well, he's looking sharp. You know, I mentioned before the game, no matter what happens here this afternoon, he's established that he can pitch in the big leagues, whether it be a starter, long relief, or even a situational left-hander. I don't know. I kind of like him as a spot starter and long relief man.
He just seems to have grown in confidence, Jim, especially away from Comerica Park. There was a lot made of his lower ERA at home, but it seems like his last few starts on the road, he's at least shown us some things to finish strong on the road as well.
Continue pitching. That's all he has to do is pitch like he does at home, you know, and hit his corners, change speeds.
He looks confident on the mound. Facing Delgado, he delivers a fastball high and outside, ball 1. Look at his 20 starts, and you could look at 11 or 12, maybe even 13, because some inherited runners were allowed to score, that you could really mark down as very good quality starts, where he gave up 3 runs or less and went 6 innings or more. Here's a curveball that misses down and away. 2-0 on Carlos Delgado. He grounded out his first time up. What a consistent performer this guy has been. His average over the last 5 years, 39 home runs and 120 RBIs. He drives this one to the gap in right center field. Monroe won't catch up to it. It's at the base of the wall in right center. Delgado rounds first, heads for second. Here comes the throw from Monroe. He's in with a stand-up 2-out double.
He hits the ball so hard. We've touched on that this whole series. That ball was hit so hard, if it didn't hit at the base of the wall and stay there, he may not have gotten a double, because Monroe would have been able to play it off the wall and perhaps hold him to a long single, but it hit down in the bottom and didn't come off the wall very well. Easy double.
Yeah, I think he would have been easily out at second, or he would have had to stay at first, which would have really been something, the way he hit that ball. Well, here's a guy who hit the ball hard his first time up. Jose Cruz Jr. hit a bullet right to Chris Truby at third. Delgado's down at second, the first time either team has had a base runner as far as second base. Cruz takes a pitch outside from Mike Maroth, ball 1. Jays have been on a roll down the stretch. They have gone 24-11 in their last 35 games. Chance to finish with 78 wins. Here's a ground ball, deep third, backhanded by Truby. Long throw over to first, 1 hop, scooped up by Munson. Nice easy play off the turf. Cruz is out, and so are the Jays. We head to the 5th inning at Skydome. Tigers and Jays scoreless.
Ever think about how many people you meet in a lifetime? Me? I want to stay in touch with most of them. What, not possible? That's what I thought, until I got unlimited night and weekend minutes from AT&T Wireless. I just signed up for an AT&T Wireless calling plan for 2 years, starting at $39.99 a month. Now I can use my Nokia 8390 wireless phone to talk all night with my old friends and still have time to catch up on the weekends with my new ones, even the ones I haven't met yet.
When you have the time you need for everyone you know, that's M-Life. Get unlimited night and weekend minutes when you sign up for a qualified AT&T wireless calling plan starting at $39.99 a month. It's for life with a 2-year agreement. Plus, access news, sports, email, and more with M-Mode for an additional monthly and usage fee. Hurry in or call 1-877-400-1080 today. Right now, get a $50 mail-in rebate on the Nokia 8390 phone.
Limited time offer. Credit approval required. Night and weekend minutes available from your home coverage area for as long as you stay on the same plan. Geographic limitations, device compatibility, and other charges and restrictions apply. Next generation networks and phones by Nokia. Additional usage charges apply for M-Mode.
Zuber Buick is turning 20 and is celebrating all month long with huge savings and fabulous giveaways. Get 0% interest, 0 down on all 2003 models in stock for up to 36 months, or get $3,000 cash back on all 2002s in stock. Zuber Buick, 20 years of everything you want your car to be. Zuber Buick on Telegraph and Taylor, 734-946-8112. Buick, it's all good.
Come out to Zuber Buick and see. Zuber's everything you want your car to be. Everything you want your car to be.
Red Wings fans, get your Collector's Edition 2002 Stanley Cup Championship bobbleheads exclusively at Joe Louis Arena, Hockeytown Authentics in Troy, or by calling 1-800-WINGS-25.
Craig Monroe leading off. He takes a slider that breaks down and away from Roy Halladay leading off here in the 5th inning. Just one base runner in the first 4 innings. Infield base hit for Chris Truby. That's been it. Halladay has been dominant. Here's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Go into a game, you hope your pitcher has one of your or 2 of his pitches working. He's got 4 of them, and so far they're all working.
Works from the third base side of the rubber into his windup, delivers a fastball low. You and Ernie were talking about that great start 4 years ago on the last day of the season here where he almost threw the no-hitter. His career almost came to an end about 2.5 years later. Here's a pitch outside. Mel Queen, the roving pitching coach, remembers, said, you have to make some changes or your career is over. And he was 23 years old at the time.
That's right.
Because the wheels came off in the 2000 season. Ground ball deep second. Hudson a step to his right, has it, flips over to Delgado, 1 up, 1 down.
I think that was a wake-up call for him because they knew he had a great arm. Now, the wake-up call, the light needs to go on.
And he went down to A ball and then to double A, all the way down to work on some things mentally as well as some mechanical things.
Mentally was maybe number 1.
Yep. And then he worked his way back. Really a remarkable story of a guy who had so much early success and then had an ERA of over 10 when he got some extended pitching time, and now he's looking at win number 19 after a fine finish to the year last year. Swing and a miss, Damian Jackson. Jackson flied to center in his first at-bat. Infield back, Wells in center is shading the right-handed hitting Jackson a step or 2 toward left center. Scoreless game, 5th inning. The finale of the 2002 season, and Jackson takes a breaking ball strike on the outside corner right at the knees. This is a guy, Jim, that I think could certainly fit into the Tiger picture next year.
Oh, definitely.
Damian Jackson, because of his versatility and energy.
And it's a hard-nosed player. Hard-nosed player. He keeps the guys alive in the locker room, too.
He's got a spirited personality, doesn't he? It's fun to talk to. Here's a drive foul down the right field line, well back.
He's a tough young man, and we need some more of that.
Spotty playing time, but whenever he gets a chance, he seems to deliver. Halladay into his windup. Here's the strike 2 again. It's popped up behind the mound. Near second base, Hudson and Berg are there, and Berg, the shortstop, will cross right over the bag and make the catch. 2 up, 2 down since the infield hit by Truby.
All right, gang.
6 in a row retired.
Put the power of Comerica Bank behind your business. Flexible, responsive, knowledgeable, and experienced. Comerica is willing to help. Able to. Comerica Bank member FDIC.
George Lombard at the plate. He's getting ready to play some winter ball. Reached a couple of times in the game yesterday. Retired the last 3 at-bats, and he grounded out in his first at-bat today. Here's a fastball that goes right by the catcher, Huckabee, back to the screen. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. No runs, 3 hits for the Blue Jays. Top of the 5th inning on a cloudy, cool day in Toronto. The roof is open at Skydome. Here's a slider strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Tigers left fielder today, George Lombard. Now Halladay into his motion. This one is hit down the line in left. It is slicing foul. 1 hop into the stands. Now Well, some great things have been accomplished this year in baseball. John Smoltz, I think we have to certainly mention him as the season winds down. First year as a closer, Jim, and he sets a new National League record with 55 saves. Here's a tapper foul off the front foot of George Lombard.
Well, I'm amazed because of the arm trouble that he can come back and be a closer and throw that many times, warm up that many times, and actually increase his velocity as the year went on. I think that's a magnificent thing he's done.
Gave up 8 runs in an early start or an early appearance in 1/3 of an inning, I believe it was.
And then after that,
he was lights out. Lombard is still down. He's on a knee right now. Russ Miller out and checking him out. Looked like that foul ball did not go off his foot, but instead maybe right by his right knee.
Right. Louis Pujols coming out. And also we want to wish Russ Miller the best in his retirement. Decided to retire this year. Of course, he's got a lot of work to do after the end of the season, but he's been a good guy, a good friend, and terrific trainer, and we're going to miss him.
Lombard is quite sore. You know he wants to stay in the game. He's got that football player's mentality, but he is sore right now.
Many injuries we have, he might have no choice. He might have to go to Craig Paquette, Shane Halder.
That's about your options right now.
Yeah.
With Higgy and Fick out of the picture with injuries. Now Russ gives him a pat on the back and says, get on back in there.
You feel good. Get in there.
And George Lombard will. 2 outs and the base is empty in a scoreless game, top of the 5th inning. Halladay in a good pitcher's duel so far with Mike Murrah. Now Lombard ready for a 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Strike 3 called on the outside corner at the belt. The Tigers again go 1-2-3. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Halladay. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers and Blue Jays scoreless.
This is the sound of a health club that buys its electricity from the local utility.
And 1 and 2 and kick and breathe. And 1 and 2 and kick and breathe.
This is the same health club after switching to electricity from Electric America.
And 1 and 2 and kick and breathe. And 1 and 2 and kick and breathe.
Hear the difference? That's because there is none. Except that buying your energy from Electric America costs less. A lot less. In fact, since 1998, we've saved businesses around the country millions of dollars. To start saving your company money, call us at 1-800-ELECTRIC. It's fast, it's easy, just like our number, 1-800-ELECTRIC. And just think, with all the money you save, you could join one of those fancy schmancy gyms.
And 3 and 4 and hit the floor. And 3 and come on, move it.
Or maybe not. Electric America, the power of savings.
Electric America is a licensed alternative electric supplier and is not affiliated with your utility. For more information, please call 1-800-ELECTRIC.
The U.S. Postal Service presents today's small business tip.
I'm Reba Lasonsky, editorial director of Entrepreneur Magazine. What can you do to maintain a sensible long-term financial strategy? Don't overstate your projections. Don't ignore your immediate budgetary needs. Don't assume that the existence of revenue is indicative of being cash flow positive. Don't forget about Uncle Sam, and don't mismanage your advertising timeline.
This small business tip was brought to you by the United States Postal Service. For more information and other small business tips, visit entrepreneur.com.
Tiger Baseball is brought to you in part by McDonald's in Michigan. Check out the new Mickey D's 99-cent menu featuring 9 of your favorites, including the delicious Big and Tasty and the classic McChicken sandwich.
Blue Jays batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. Before they do, let's pause briefly for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Baseball Network.
Monday on a dog day morning at 10:01, we start the dissection of the Lions Saints. 10 to noon, Team 1270 WXYZ Detroit.
Right there, baby. Watch me grab that guy.
Mike Murrah pitching to Tom Wilson, who shatters his bat and bloops one over his shortstop into left field for the 4th hit of the afternoon for the Toronto Blue Jays. 2 have been bloopers.
Tom Wilson has been a pain in the neck in this series. I tell you, here's a guy that's played a long time in the minor leagues, thrilled to be here, but, you know, even though it's against us, you pull for a guy like that who has had a long minor league career.
As we were coming back, Jim, the Fox telecast showing one of the great moments in Tigers history, a brawl. Dick McAuliffe charging Tommy John.
That's right. I was catching that game, and we got into a little
You pointed out number 12. You were right in there.
I had to grab one of the socks.
Here's a ground ball hit to short. Infante only has one play. That's over to first. He almost pulled Munson off, but they retire Hudson. Wilson down to second safely. He's there with 1 out. down for Dave Berg.
Now, what you got to remember about that in 1968, we had been drilled a lot by the White Sox. We sent a message to the manager, we're going to come after you if anybody else gets hit. But that was a 3-0 pitch that he threw over Mad Dog McCall's head. Did you remember that? 3-0.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Because he didn't hit him, right?
Didn't hit him.
He just knocked him down.
Right at his coconut. 3-0. That's a no-no.
And McCall thought about it for about 30 feet going down to first base, and then Tommy John knew he was in trouble.
Then Tommy John became famous for the Tommy John surgery.
That's right. Berg at the plate. He takes a curveball that hangs high and outside.
If I remember right, I grabbed Bob Pretty, who was a pitcher with the Pirates at one time. Bob Pretty.
Wilson, the runner at second. He's there with 1 out in a scoreless game. 1-0 the count on Dave Berg, the shortstop. He had 3 hits in the first game and a couple of RBIs in the game yesterday. Pops this one high in the air to right field, not deep. Monroe will come in a couple of steps, backs up, makes the catch. 2 down. Jim, I was reading the other day, the Red Sox now had 3 of the top 4 pitchers in ERA in the American League because Wakefield kind of snuck in there at the end.
Yeah,
they said that's the first time that's happened since the White Sox in '67. They really had some good pitching.
Orland, Peters, and I gotta put my memory back on.
I'm gonna let you.
Oh man, but Joel Orland was a heck of a pitcher. Gary Peters, a very good left-handed pitcher.
John was with them in '67, wasn't he?
Yes. So that might have been Tommy John. So it would have been those 3. They were good.
That's quite an accomplishment for the Red Sox.
It is.
2 outs, man on second. Mike Maroth now has to get Ken Huckabee. He lines one down the right field line, foul into the stands.
All right, Red Wing fans, get your Collector's Edition 2002 Stanley Cup Championship bobbleheads exclusively at Joe Louis Arena, Hockeytown, Athletics, and Troy, or just by calling 1-800-WINGS-25. Once again, 1-800-WINGS-25. They are adorable.
Second straight inning, the Blue Jays have had a man at second base. It's the only 2 times in this game either team has had a runner as far as second. Berg lines on down the right field line, slicing foul into the stands. He's trying to take that outside pitch and drive it that way.
Well, that's smart hitting, but remember, Maroth can be sneaky with that fastball, the cutter in on the right-handed hitter.
You think he'll go right at him right here?
I would brush him back. I'd move him back. Or throw a breaking ball, hard breaking ball, not a strike, in on his hands.
He's getting a little too comfortable going after that outside pitch, isn't he?
That's right. And catchers should be aware of that.
Wilson takes his lead off second. Huckabee, the number 9 hitter, waiting on a strike 2 pitch, and he's backed away by an inside fastball.
Good job by Brandon Inge.
Well off the plate. 1-2 on Huckabee. He had a little bloop single his first time up. Hitless in the game yesterday. Right-handed batter hits out of a crouch from deep in that right-handed batter's box. 1-2 pitch from Maroth. Inside again, a little closer to the plate, but it's ball 2.
Okay, now you can go away. Backdoor him with a breaking ball.
Wilson let things off with a broken bat single, and then a bounce out and a fly ball to right. Maroth trying to get the last out in a scoreless game. Bottom of the 5th inning. He gave him the breaking ball outside, and he fouls it away. You can still think right along with him, can't you?
Yeah, you can. You really can. Especially when you have a pitcher you know you can work with, like you can with Maroth. You can, of course, obviously with Halladay. And that's fun. That is fun behind the plate.
Now Huckabee steps back in, taps the inside part of home plate. Waiting on a 2-2 pitch from Mike Maroth. He checks the runner Wilson at second. The 2-2 to the plate. Ground ball. Foul down the third base line by just a matter of inches. That would have scored the run.
Well, no argument from the third base coach, Brian Butterfield. Normally you look at him, but he's so far out of the picture there, I'm not sure he got a close look. He's in front of the dugout.
Mike Riley, the third base umpire, sure got a good look.
He did.
He made the call. We just watched the replay. It showed it perfectly that it was fouled by about 6 inches. Still 2-2 on Huckabee. Another pitch from Maroth. Grounded over Maroth. Near second. Fielded by Infante. He'll flip over to Munson at first. And the Blue Jays threat is over. We head to the 6th inning at Skydome. Tigers and Blue Jays scoreless.
Like gravity, your will to succeed is a force to be reckoned with. Wielding influence, imposing order, reluctant to let any opportunity escape its grasp. At Comerica Bank, we not only understand your will, we know the way. We've been providing businesses like yours with the tools to succeed for nearly 150 years. Flexible financing, cash management, global trade services, whatever your business needs, Comerica makes it work. And we make it work with the way you do business. In person, online, by phone or fax, whatever you need, however you need it. Let us show you how creative, responsive, and indispensable the nation's #1 business bank can be. Call Comerica at 800-889-2025 today. Comerica Bank. We listen. We understand. We make it work.
Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. Comerica ranks first nationally in commercial loans as a percent of total assets by Sheshanoff Information Services 2001.
Attention pizza lovers, it's hot, it's cheesy, and your favorite topping, then hurry to Little Caesars for our $5.55 Hot August special. Every day in August, swing into Little Caesars, and we'll take care of dinner with a large, hot and delicious single-topping pizza for only $5.55. That's $5.55 for a large Little Caesars single-topping pizza, hot out of the oven and ready for dinner, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Sunnyside Construction, your home improvement pros, specializing in roofing, siding, dormers, and additions. Call today to learn more about their summer sizzle sale. Call toll-free 888-531-ROOF.
Brandon Inge will lead it off for the Tigers. Top of the 6th inning, scoreless game. Tigers and Blue Jays in the 2002 season finale. Inge, Truby, and Torres due up for the Tigers in the 6th inning. Through 5, Roy Halladay has faced 1 over the minimum of 15. 16 batters faced because of a Truby infield hit. First pitch to Brandon Inge is a fastball high. Outfield straight up, the infield back. 1-0 pitch to Brandon. Slider strike on the outside corner at the knees. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Halladay. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball to deep third. Scooped up by Hinsky near the line. Across the diamond to Delgado. 1 up and 1 down. Halladay, has retired 8 in a row. And the one batter to reach, Chris Truby, now comes to the plate. Boy, Jim, you talk about consistency. Halladay in 22 of his 33 starts has given up 2 earned runs or less. 22 of 33.
And think about pitching here on this artificial surface. I mean, this is not an easy place to pitch because you can hit a routine ground ball and it gets through for a base hit.
Truby at the plate. He takes a breaking ball inside. He's only given up more than 5 runs 4 times this year. One of those times to the Tigers. Go figure.
Yeah. Well, don't forget we beat Kurt Schilling.
That's right. Here's a pop-up into shallow right field. Hudson, the second baseman, going out. He's calling for it in front of the right fielder Cruz. He makes the catch. 9 in a row retired by Halladay.
9 in a row easy outs. Not a good swing in the group.
Nope. 2 outs, bases empty. That brings up Andres Torres back in the leadoff spot today, 0 for 2. I hope Mike Maroth has a shutout in him today. Looks like run support will be at a premium. Torres takes a ball outside. A fastball missed at the knees.
Coming into this game in the series, 4 runs, 12 hits. That's a tough go.
Now the windup and the 1-0. Halladay working quickly, swinging a foul tip into the glove of the catcher Huckabee.
I would say Halladay's got as easy a motion and as good a mechanics as you will see with his follow-through.
1-1 pitch comes in under the hands and misses, and it's 2-1. Just one player in the lineup today was on the Tigers' opening day lineup. Here's a pitch. Caught the outside corner for a strike. And only 2 players today were on the opening day roster.
That's right.
Jackson and Inge. Inge was the only starter. Here's a ground ball over the mound towards short. Scooped up by Bird with a big hop. Fires over to Delgado. For the 3rd straight inning, the Tigers go 1-2-3. Heading to the bottom of the 6th at Skydome, we're scoreless.
In spite of America's economic slump, the Information Technology Association of America predicts there will still be 500,000 unfilled IT positions this year due to a lack of qualified workers. This news affects nearly every company out there, since 92% of IT workers are employed by non-IT companies. It's important to keep employees up to date, yet some companies can ill afford to have them away at training. All this helps explain why online training has become so critical in helping Michigan companies train and keep valuable employees.
As CEO of Michigan Virtual University, David Spencer monitors the pulse of industries important to Michigan. It's no coincidence that Michigan Virtual University specializes in online IT training, from hundreds of prepaid courses for small businesses to custom online programs for corporations to career planning through the IT Career Center, sponsored by SBC Ameritech. It's convenient, it's online, and it's all at mivu.org. Learn more at mivu.org.
WWJ, News Radio 950's your source for traffic information. Every 10 minutes on the 8th.
Nobody does it better.
Right now, I'm off to the side of the westbound service drive, looking at the accident scene.
Traffic every 10 minutes.
696, the Ruther Freeway in our sights.
You know, WWJ is the radio station that I do tune in to.
I listen to WWJ on the 8th every day, bud.
WWJ.
News Radio 950.
We're on top of the game here.
As the 2002 season comes to a close, the Detroit Tigers wish to thank our fans for their support, and we'll see you next year at Comerica Park. Thanks from the Tigers.
Top of the order for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scoreless game in the season finale. Mike Moranth has done a nice job. He's matched Roy Halladay so far as we head to the 6th.
He has. I like what he's doing. Again, hitting his spots, and the key for him to change speeds, and he's done it very nicely so far.
Stewart 0 for 2 today. Blue Jays have 4 hits. The Tigers just 1 off of Halladay. Here's a pitch low and outside. Stewart flied to center back in the first inning, and then great play by Chris Truby on a hard-hit ground ball his last time up. Started and around the horn double play. 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Stewart, Hinsky, and Wells. A veteran and a couple of very promising rookies due up for the Blue Jays here in the 6th. Stewart's not exactly an old man either.
No. Say this a large part of this offense here is very good. They have a bright future.
1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Moranth into his windup, delivers a strike on the outside corner. Came in with a hard slider right at the belt. And 2, the count on Stewart, leading off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scoreless game. Here's another hard slider that Stewart fouls back to the screen. Comerica Bank is an indispensable resource in your company's climb to success. With innovative solutions and a wealth of experience, we'll take your business to new heights. Comerica Bank, member FDIC. Another 1-2 pitch coming to Shannon Stewart. He grounds one foul. In fact, it might have gone off his front foot, but he's not hopping around. Count stays 1-2. The sun's been trying to break through the clouds, but just not succeeding this afternoon here in Toronto. Roof is open, though, and that makes a big difference at this ballpark. Wind up in the 1-2 pitch, grounded foul down the third base line. Some other amazing accomplishments this year. Barry Bonds is 2 walks away from 200 walks, Jim.
What a year he has had. He is, I'd say, he's amazing. Amazing what he has done offensively.
At the age of 38, he is going to hit right around 370. 1-2 pitch is outside.
To do it with power. You know, when you look at replays, when he is at bat, his swing is so compact. It's such a short, powerful stroke, and when he gets his pitch,
he just doesn't miss.
It's just on it all the time.
2-2 pitch, tapped off the front foot this time. It'll dribble foul. Going into the weekend, Jimmy hit 20 home runs off lefties in about 120 at-bats. 20 home runs.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's a guy, when you looked at him when he first came up with the Pirates, he was a skinny kid. Now look at him, his Man Mountain Dean.
He is enormous. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Stewart checked his swing on an outside fastball. Of his 198 walks, Jim, he's been intentionally walked 68 times.
Can't blame him. and some of those other walks were unintentional, intentional walks.
He's been walked with no one on. He's been walked with men on first and third to load the bases. Here's a fly ball to right. Monroe back to his left, turns and makes the catch a few steps in front of the warning track. Stewart battled, but finally retired on a fly ball to right. Greg Maddux won 15 for the 15th straight year. No other pitcher is working on a streak of more than 3 years of 15 wins or more, except for Randy Johnson.
A surgeon, and the question is, will he be back there next year?
That's right. They've got to make decisions about both he and Tom Glavine.
Yep. Big question marks. They have a lot of good arms in that organization, as everybody knows.
Hinske at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Left-handed third baseman for the Blue Jays. If not a shoe-in to win Rookie of the Year, he certainly is.
Got our vote.
Everybody's leading candidate. First pitch is outside. He struck out and flied to left off the lefty Maroth. He grounds this one wide to first, backhanded by Munson. He'll flip it underhand to Maroth, who just gets the foot down after adjusting to make the catch. Good play by Maroth. 2 up and 2 down in the 6th inning in a scoreless game. 2 outs, bases empty, and that'll bring up Vernon Wells. First full season in the major leagues. 23 home runs and 100 RBIs while hitting .275.
And can hunt them down in the outfield with the best of them.
And still just 23 years old.
Hey, that's such a big part of your ball club. You have a center fielder that can patrol that facility here. That's fantastic.
It'd be a good defensive center fielder, covers a lot of ground, takes away a lot of hits, and then you add offense to that. It's a small group of center fielders who can do all those 3 things. Power, great defense.
Not many.
It's Cameron and Hunter, and that's about it in the American League. Here's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Good breaking ball from Mike Maroth. 1 ball, 1 strike on Vernon Wells. He singled in the 1st inning, was stranded at first. Then he popped out his last time up. Really spreads out. Hits out of a crouch on that right side. He drills this one to center field. Racing over, Torres reaches up and makes the backhanded grab in left center field. Fine running catch by Andres Torres. And the Jays go 1-2-3 in the 6th inning. We head to the 7th at Skydome. Tigers and Blue Jays scoreless.
Hey, Tiger fans, can't join us here at the ballpark? No problem. Just head on down to your nearest Kroger. Pick up your favorite hot dogs, some nacho chips, cold drinks, and fix them up. Have a seat in your favorite lawn chair and enjoy the play-by-play. Pretend your neighbor's the umpire. Give him a yell or 2. Do the wave. And maybe even wave your big foam rubber hand. Yes, a great Tiger game can start in your very own backyard.
We like to see you here.
And remember, Tiger fans, great meals start at Kroger.
Future Tool and Machine focuses on customers' needs better than anyone else. The skill and knowledge of our team of experienced engineers, skilled craftsmen, and professional managers enables us to apply modern technologies to a variety of manufacturing processes. From a single prototype part to high-volume production runs, Future Tool and Machine will handle your project on time and on budget. Give us a call at 734-946-2100 or visit us at futuretool.com. Future Tool and Machine. We take your project from A to Z.
In Michigan, spring means potholes and road construction. Avoid delays. Tune in to Traffic and Weather Together on the 8th on WWJ. We'll keep you posted on the latest scheduled road work, lane closings, and construction-related delays. Plus, we'll be watching the Panasonic DVD Jam Cam, so when the unexpected happens, we can let you know. Traffic and Weather Together on the 8th every hour on News Radio 950 WWJ.
Top of the 7th inning at Skydome. In his biography, Ernie Harwell remembers his dad, Gray, on more than one occasion, describing baseball as a talking game passed along from generation to generation. As we get ready for Ernie's final 3 innings of his remarkable career, I can think of no better description of what he has meant to Tiger fans over the last 42 years. He has passed this game from generation to generation. He drew us in with his voice. He captivated us with his style. He had us hanging on every word as he described some of the most memorable moments in Tigers history. He is the reason that so many of us became hooked on baseball and the reason we love this game as we do. Ernie, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Dan Dickerson. I appreciate those kind words, and it's been great to work with you and Jim this year. And Potty leads it off for the Tigers and bounces out third to first. And now it will be Eric Munson coming to bat for the Detroiters. We've got a beautiful game here, no score. A great pitching duel between Holliday and Maroth. Munson 0 for 2, and he takes a strike. Holliday has set down 11 in a row. He got the first 8 batters, then Truby single. and was out on a force. And then from then on, he's retired everybody. It's been a magnificent performance, almost matched by the Tigers' left-hander Mike Maroth, who's allowed 4 hits. Tigers have not had a man past first base. Toronto's got a man as far as second. There's a breaking ball in for a strike, and he stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by. Struck him out. That's the 3rd strikeout for Holliday. 2 down, nobody on. Well, Tiger fans, have you heard the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights Apprentice School in Ferndale is the first and only apprenticeship school in the U.S. to acquire Perry-Form, a concrete forming construction advancement. For more information, call 1-888-HAMMER-9 or visit hammer9.com today. Swinging a line foul out of play. Back to third. 2 out, nobody on. Pena trying to break through this scoreless barrier here in the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. No runs, 4 hits for the Blue Jays. No errors. We've even seen some brilliant plays this afternoon on both sides. There's a bounding ball on the other side down the right field line, and the count is strike 2. A lot of times when you have the final game, remember, all the players say, well, we'll get out in a hurry, we'll get home. The wife's waiting in the station wagon outside, or the RV or the SUV or whatever. Then the game takes forever, and there's a pitch into close. This one has really rocked along in great fashion. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Roy Halladay, the excellent right-hander, goes into action again. Now stops in the middle of it. Time called at the plate. Roy's trying to get his 19th win on his manager's birthday. Here's the pitch. He swings a bounding ball. Hit toward short. Glove by Berg. A throw to Delgado. He nipped him by 2 steps. And once again, the Tigers go 1-2-3. Here comes the last half of the 7th. It's still scoreless.
While they write memos, you get right to work. No email, no voice messages, just you and your tools. Today, you'll dig, saw, tow, wrench, blast, haul, and sweat. While they do things like teleconference, fax, collate, and make copies. With formidable hazards like whiteout and decaf latte grande, they can afford to dress to impress. You, on the other hand, have to dress for the mess. That's why Working Gear carries real work clothes like Carhartt that can weather any condition, from bone-chilling rain to raw-piercing winds. And footwear like Timberland Pro that can stand up to things like diesel, dirt, and smashed cinder blocks. With the demands of your trade, you need Working Gear. You need clothes and footwear that are built to last and made to perform. Working Gear, because you work for a living.
Charles Osgood, does it seem you spend your entire work week taking care of business, and then when the weekend arrives, you finally have time to take care of yourself? Hampton understands, because every one of the 1,100 Hampton Inn and Hampton Inn and Suites locations nationwide offers special rates that help you make the most out of every precious weekend moment. That means it's easy to spend your time and your money wisely. For reservations, visit HamptonInn.com or call 1-800-HAMPTON. Hampton is a member of the Hilton family.
Less and more here with a limited time offer from Xerox.
Did you know you can now lease a reliable Xerox copier for less, just $99 a month?
What's more, it's digital.
Which means it has less moving parts.
And more reliability and quality.
All for just $99 a month for 60 months.
$99 a month. What more could you ask for?
20 pages a minute would be nice.
Did you expect anything less? Less?
Not from you. To learn more, call 1-800-ASK-XEROX for full business lease details. Nothing due at lease signing. Offer ends July 31st.
Well, these two teams in the final game of 2002 locked in a brilliant pitching duel. 0-0. We go to the 7th inning. Delgado, the first baseman and the cleanup hitter, with a bounce to second and a 2-bagger. He's the only man of the game who's reached second base. He will lead off in the 7th inning against Maroth, and there's a fastball into close, ball 1. Halladay and Maroth dueling away against each other in a scoreless tie. Here's the windup of the Tiger pitcher, and he deals. There's a little pop-up back at first base. Munson backpedals toward right field, makes the catch, and Delgado's out. That's 7 in a row now, retired by Marat. Well, the 7th inning stretch is sponsored by Kroger. Let Kroger help stretch your food dollars and see what you're saving today. Mike Marat, the young man from Orlando, Florida, on the mound pitching brilliantly, trying to hold off these Toronto bats. Stepping in now is Jose Cruz, a junior. Right-hand batter takes a fastball in too close. Outfield is straight up. Torres made a brilliant running catch in center field to end the 6th inning. Now the kick and the pitch. He looks, there's a ball outside. 2-0 the count on him. For the most part, the pitchers have been well ahead of the hitters in this game. There's a ball low. This is an exception at the moment, 3-0. Cruz has the advantage of the count. The paid attendance today is 30,029, the biggest crowd of the series. Now the pitch on the way. He takes a ball high and he gets a walk. That'll be the first walk by either pitcher. The total attendance for the Blue Jays this year, 1,637,900. Well, the standard used to be 1 million, but it's not anymore. Everybody aims for 2 or 3. And this franchise at one time drew 4 million. Well, here's Tom Wilson. He has been the most consistent hitter in this series for the home team, the Blue Jays. He's had a single in this game in 2 trips. He flied to right his first time and then singled. A man on and a man out. The game scoreless in the Toronto 7th inning. Infield and double play depth for the Tigers. Time called at the plate. The Tigers came up with a double play in the 3rd inning following a single by Huckabee. Not much of a lead at first for Cruz. Marat delivers and he misses on the inside corner. Man on first, 1 man down. Marat with a man on has slowed his pitching pace. The base is empty, was working rather quickly. Now the young left-hander sets and fires over to first. The head first slide gets the Cruz back. Crowd rather silent at the moment, Jim.
It's very quiet. They're waiting for something to happen.
Yep, it's one of those games where one swing of the bat can make a huge difference, especially as we go into the late innings. One pitch can determine the ball game. 0-0 right now with a man on and the man out. And he draws another throw at first base, but Cruz gets back again safely. Outfield is straight up, and they've bunched up the middle on Tom Wilson. And most of his hits have been into left center in this series. Spreads out at the plate, pulls back that front foot just slightly. He's the DH. Here's the pitch on the way, and there's a strike call. Well, we're telling you about Tosca is a native of Cuba. The first Tiger manager ever, Frank Bancroft, back in the 1880s, is really the father of Cuban baseball. He was an ex-Union soldier in the Civil War, and he took a trip in the winter of 1879, and introduced baseball into Cuba. Now the pitch is a ball in too close. Later, Detroit teams have visited Cuba in 1910, 1911. And, of course, John McGraw owned a casino down there, the old Giant manager. He and his boss Stoneham.
That's a pretty good deal.
Oh, there's a lot of affinity for baseball in Cuba, and we're waiting for the time when they open up all those great players in Cuba, and we'll see a rush to see who gets them. Swing, and did he go? Yes, he did. He tipped it to the mid-bench. And the count now 2-2 on the right-hand batting Tom Wilson. One of my large regrets is I never got to Cuba.
Never got there.
I was there in Miami many times. 90 miles away from Havana. I heard a lot of great stories about ball players that played in Cuba, Bob Sheffing in particular, and they all loved it down there. Dodgers trained in Cuba one year.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm. Hugh Casey got in a fight with Ernest Hemingway.
Wasn't in a bar, was it?
It had to be.
Pretty good chance. Huh?
Yep. I never knew Mr. Hemingway, but I knew Mr. Casey. He was a very close friend of mine. 2-2 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. He struck him out. Well, here's Orlando Hudson, the second baseman. He's been brilliant with a glove as a hitter in this game. He's bounced to shortstop twice. Hugh Casey came to a very sad ending. He killed himself in the Wyandotte Hotel in Atlanta.
Wow. Was he older at the time, Ern?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was depressed, and he'd been through his pitching career. I did a story on him for the Sporting News about he came home after being in the World Series and a hero, and the fans there gave him a shotgun, and ironically, it was a shotgun that they gave him that he killed himself with.
Wow. Wow.
So that had sort of a personal touch for me. Here's the pitch on the way. There's a ball low. Also had an embarrassing time because I knew his wife well, and I'd interviewed them both. And then when they got a divorce, I had a big scrapbook that she'd given me about Hugh. I didn't know who to give it back to.
Oh, boy. Tough.
Who won the scrapbook in the court case? There's a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Well, most people like a lot of hitting. My preference in baseball is a good close game like this one, or maybe a game that's 4-3 or at the most 6-5. But a lot of people like those 13-8 games. Here's the throw to first. He's back in time. You know, Jim, there's been sort of a establishment of a feeling among baseball people that the fans love home runs. I don't know that they like them as frequent as they are now. I think they like them, but maybe they're too easy now. There's a pitch outside.
I agree with you there.
They come too frequently, and the exciting play is a triple or a double. Home run's great if it wins a game, is a key hit, but just to see a guy trot around the base with a ball in the seats is not as exciting as everybody moving on the diamond. Runner goes. There's a pitch swung on and missed. He struck him out, and this brilliant duel continues. 0-0 going into the 8th inning.
Hi, I'm Mort Krim for Comerica Bank. Today I'm here to pay tribute to a man who's been a part of our lives in Detroit for more than 40 years, Ernie Harwell. At the end of this season, Ernie will be, to use his words, long gone from the broadcast booth, but not from the hearts and minds of Detroiters who have grown up listening to him. Our 68 and 84 World Series memories will always have a Georgia accent, and the Song of the Turtle will always mean opening day. No one can deny Ernie has an encyclopedic knowledge of baseball and a love of the game that can be heard and felt over the airwaves, no matter how small your speakers. But it's his character that has endeared him to Detroit and indeed to the entire country. He's been called a poet and a gentleman. I second that thought wholeheartedly. On behalf of myself and everyone at Comerica Bank, thanks, Ernie. To all of us, you were more than a voice on the radio. You were and are a cherished friend.
This is your 30-second Vanguard Insight on expense ratios. When comparing mutual fund expense ratios, the smaller the number, the more money you keep. Ratios that start with whole numbers? Not good. If you see a decimal point first and then the numbers? Better. Expense ratio too high? Call 1-888-VANGUARD or visit us at Vanguard.com and invest in our way of investing.
Call for prospectus for more information and read it carefully before you invest. Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
Red Wings fans, get your Collector's Edition 2002 Stanley Cup Championship bobbleheads exclusively at Joe Louis Arena, Hockeytown Authentics in Troy, or by calling 1-800-WINGS-25.
Well, it'll be Craig Monroe lead off for the Tigers' 8th inning. This game is scoreless in Toronto. It's been a duel between Holliday and Maroth. And the big right-hander Holliday delivers. Monroe, right-hand batter, takes a curveball that hits the outside corner. 13 Tigers in a row have gone down before the right-hand slant to Mr. Holliday. There's a ball outside. He's allowed only one hit, a infield single off the bat of Truby in the 3rd inning. Nobody else has been on base. He kicks and deals, and Monroe's taking it the ball outside. I've never seen a perfect game, Jim. We came close with Wilcox and Comiskey Park, 2 out, and Jerry Harrison hit one up the middle. 2 out in the 9th inning. There's a line drive hit the right. It's fairly deep. Cruz going back, and he won't get this one. It bounds over the fence. It will be a 2-base hit. Well, the Tigers, for the first time, have a man on second base as they pick up their second hit, and that breaks the string of 13 Tigers going down in a row.
Yep, Cruz made a good play for it, but one hop over the fence, and good to see Monroe do it, Ernie.
Yes, sir. And this is the best scoring chance that either team presented. When Delgado got his double in the 4th inning, they were 2 out. So now the Tigers have a man on second. Nobody down, and Jackson at the plate. They're looking for the bunt in that infield for Toronto. Jackson is flied to center and popped to shortstop. Right-hand bat at the plate. They've got Hinsky in close at third. Jackson swings away and fouls it off, and it'll be a strike. I think that came back and got Mr. Kellogg. Well, the catcher, Huckabee, is going to give him a little recovery time here.
That's respect.
Respect and courtesy by the catcher. Tigers have a man on second. The game deadlocked 0-0 in the 8th inning. Now the set by Holliday, and the pitch is on the way. Pings and fouls it away. Well, I've always said, Jim, you never know what you're going to get when you come out to broadcast a game. You can have 2 great teams, and they can play a very bad game. You can have 2 teams at the bottom of the standings, and they can come up with a brilliant game.
Right.
So you take what you get, and you come out and try to react to it every time. Here's the set, the pitch. He swings. There's a bounding ball at the short. Berg over near second, grabs it, throw it first. He's safe. Delgado came off the bag, took the throw, tried to make a sweeping tag, and he didn't negotiate it, and Jackson is safe, and on to third goes Monroe.
Ernie, I would think they would call that a base hit because that was a tough play. Jackson runs well. The throw up the line just a little bit, but the speed of Jackson, I think, created that base hit. So he gets a base hit, plus gets the runner to third.
Now the Tigers have a man at the first base station, a man at third. They've got nobody down, and a Lombard at the plate. They're going to bring the infield in double play depth for the Blue Jays. Hinsky at third base is wide of the bag and a little bit behind it. They'll keep Delgado at the base at first to try to make Jackson stay close over there. And a Lombard swings and hits the ground ball foul down toward the first base. So this is the scoring chance of the game right here. See if the Tigers can capitalize on it. Game scoreless, runners at first and third, and nobody down. Tigers now have 3 hits, and the Blue Jays have 4. Outfield a little bit to left. Lombard waiting, and the pitch. He swings and fouls it to the left side. That'll be down in the seat past third base. Still cloudy skies. It was bright and sunny this morning, but then the overcast came around. Still a very pleasant afternoon for baseball here on the final day of the season. Roy Halladay ready, delivers. Here's a line drive hit to short, and the runners hustle back to avoid the double play. Berg grabbed it, and everybody went back to their stations, and it's still runners at first and third, but now one away. That ball was scalded.
Yes, sir.
Now Inge will be the batter. He has fouled at first and bounced to third. Truby, the number 9 hitter, hits next. Man on first, man on third, each getting a modest lead. Halladay trying to choke them off on this threat, keep the game scoreless. Delivers, and Inge takes a fastball on the inside corner just above the knees. That was a good pitch. One of those good enough to be a strike, but pretty tough to hit. Well, the Tigers trying to break through here. No score. Halladay checks out his sign with Huckabee. The big guy sets, holds it, pitches. Inge is taking. There's a slider down on the way. The count even 1-1. Well, Brandon's going to step out a moment. Now he's back in. Pitchers have been dominant in this one. Holiday ready, deals again. They pitch out, but nothing happens. Well, for members of Team 1270 MVP Rewards Program, the code word is goodbye. That's goodbye. And if you enter that code word, you'll earn 50 MVP points. Check it out about becoming a Tigers MVP. Man on first and a man on third. 2-1 the count now on Brandon Inge. Throw to first to move him back a little bit, and Jackson got back with a little jog. First time either team's had a man as far as third base in this game. And the pitch, he takes, there's a strike. He goes to the slider, and he gets it on the outside corner. This guy has been masterful, Jim Price.
Yes, he has. He's got all the pitches, and he's been effective with every one of them.
Now Inge is stepping back in. A little rhythmic applause beginning around us now. Holiday ready, sets and pitches, and Inge swings and fouls it away. Well, you get a good pitcher out there, and when they're masterful, they're hard to take care of. Holiday readies himself again. Inge is waiting. Here's the pitch. He takes strike. God, he's out for excessive window shopping. Breaking ball, got the outside corner and strikes him out.
Set him up with the good sinker inside, then went away with a perfect slider.
Oh, it'll be Truby. Oh, hitting this guy sort of like doing brain surgery with a plastic spoon, isn't it? I tell you, he's got it today. Truby's had a single. He's popped to second base. Man on first, man on third. They were there with nobody out. Now they're there with 2 out. So it gets down to this 2-out, 2-on situation in the 8th inning, and Truby takes a fastball high. Well, this is one of the great things I like about baseball, the anticipation, the idea that a lot of things can happen in a certain situation. You can imagine what might happen or what might not happen. You get a lot of tenseness, a lot of drama. There's a swing and a little foul that'll drift out of play in the seats. One and one, that's the count on him. Little housekeeping now by Jeff Kellogg. Jeff born in good old Coldwater, Michigan. Now the set by Holiday, ready to go to work. The pitch is on the way. He's outside with a breaking ball. Oh, he's worked that pitch a lot, Jim.
Yes, sir. Good sharp slider, good curve ball. The splitter's been effective.
Delgado still trying to keep Jackson close at first base. Monroe comes down the line from third a little bit. Here's the pitch, and Truby swings and misses. 2-2 the count on him. The crowd getting in it now, trying to cheer on their pitcher, exhort him to another strikeout. No runs, 4 hits for the Blue Jays. The Tigers have no runs and 3 hits. We're in the 8th inning. Now the set, and the big guy deals. It is a swing and a line drive at the center field. Digging hard. The center fielder, Wells, makes the catch, and that stops the Tigers in the 8th inning. We go to the last half. The 8th, still deadlocked 0-0.
Technology, it's always changing. How do you keep up? Read the Great Lakes IT Report, a daily email newsletter on your desktop every business morning. A quick yet comprehensive look at the day's technology news, written and edited by Michigan's top tech writer, Matt Roush.
We want to be in front of you every morning, before your day gets crazy. We want to tell you all the breaking news, quickly, efficiently. Then you can do business, and you won't be surprised by what people are talking about at lunch.
The Great Lakes IT Report, sponsored by Michigan Virtual University.
The sun turns up the sky. can make this day your own. Now you're feeling a whole new beat. Hey, world, ain't life sweet? The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Good.
Mom, Jill's coming to dinner. Make something good.
Good luck, Mom.
Bill, I'm stuck at work. You have to make dinner.
What?
You always knew Campbell's was good. Here's how it's better. 2-step recipes.
What's here? Ice cream. That can't be dinner. How about the cabinet? Aha! Campbell's soup.
Just brown chicken. Add Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, and in 20 minutes, you'll have a delicious home-cooked meal.
Dad, this is great.
Yeah, I had it all planned.
Campbell's. Good.
Galeana's Van Dyke Dodge has a winning team in service, sales, and customer satisfaction. Visit them on Van Dyke, half-mile north of 696 in Warren. Galeana's Van Dyke Dodge.
Tigers had their threat stymied there by a good running catch by Wells, and now it's Toronto's turn at the bottom of the 8th inning in this scoreless time. Dave Berg will lead it off. He has bounced to second and fly to right. Right-hand batter takes a strike call from Mike Maroth, who has been just about as good as Holiday. He's allowed no runs and 4 hits. Only one man as far as second base. There's a pitch in too close on the next batter, Mr. Berg, and the count now is 1-1 on him. Kicking the pitch, and it's on the way. There's a line drive, base hit in the left. Lombard feels it on a big hop, and the Torontos are flapping their wings a little bit now. They've got a man on and nobody down in a scoreless 8th.
What a few mistakes Maroth has made. A little hanging curveball, and Ernie, we have action in the pen. Rodney, the right-hander. Jamie Walker, the left-hander.
Huckabee, the catcher, looking down to Butterworth to see going to get a bunt sign here. The Tigers have a Truby even with third. Munson holding on the bag with a run at first base. Berg, he's got a fair-sized lead set by the left-hander Maroth, and he's going to deal to first to try to keep him close. Only the second time in the game that the Blue Jays have had their leadoff man on base. Well, the Tigers have done it only once. That was this first half of the 8th inning. Now they set the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. Looks like we don't see the use of the bunt very much, do we?
Well, that surprises me, Ernie.
Well, you know, they say surprise is a great element, so
if it works,
you got a little touch of the great element there. Here's the little toss up at first base. I noticed that Tosca had a quote, though, that he believes in the 3-run homer theory of Earl Weaver.
That's a pretty good theory
in this league. But this game is a little bit different from the normal American League game. 0-0 in the 8th inning. Now Maroth deals. There's a swing and a foul. They sent the runner that time. He fouled it back. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. The Tigers have no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Been some great games between these two teams, especially in '87. Tigers used to come up here. They'd have about 15,000 fans follow them. Blue Jays had a lead. You know, the Tigers caught them on all those games at the end. Frankton had to beat Jimmy Key in the final game for the division championship. There's a pitch high. 1-2, they count on him. Now he steps out, looks down to the third base coach again. Berg trying to get a lead at first base. Game scoreless in the 8th. And Maroth again with a man on takes a lot more time. He kicks and deals, and there's a foul out of play. Huckabee hits a line drive foul back at first base. Maroth got his glove on his front knee, dangling his pitching arm as he looks in to pick up the sign from Brandon Inge. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Huckabee waiting, and Huckabee swings and fouls another one away. Tried to sneak the fastball by him, and he got a piece of it. Used to fly baseballs going out to the plate umpire Kellogg. Here comes Jackson in to talk with his pitcher for a moment. What would that be about, Jim Price?
Perhaps where he wanted to throw him so he could cheat a little bit one way or the other, and he could give the sign to Infante.
Jackson goes back to his position at second. Huckabee leans in waiting at the plate. 1-2 pitch coming. Here it is. He swings and pops it up. That'll be foul back at first. Munson chasing, and here comes Jackson to make the catch in foul territory behind Munson. So they did not bunt. They've got a man on and a man out now. That man is still at first base. The batter will be Stewart, who is a tough bat, but tonight he has been blank. 0 for 3. Fly to center, bounce to short. Bounce to second for a double play, and then the fly to right. Man on and the man out in the 8th inning. What a game this has been. 0-0, folks. Always looking for something to break loose, you know, like we said before, the fat lady's girdle. Something's got to break loose. Here's the pitch on the way. There's a ball outside. Stewart, big, rangy right-hand batter, steps out of the batter's box, now gets back in. He spreads out a little bit. Bend at the knees, bat held back over his shoulder, throw to first so he can relax a little bit now, get back and settle himself in the batter's box. Nothing but zeros on the scoreboards around this big stadium. 3 hits for Detroit, 5 hits for the Blue Jays. The Jays at bat in the 8th inning have a man on and a man out. And Mr. Mike Maroth ready to go again. He kicks and fires, and there's a swing and a ground ball hit fouled over toward the Toronto dugout and bounces back on the field. Tim, did you ever play in Toronto, minor league, major league?
I did, minor leagues, when I was in AAA with the Columbus Ball Club. We came up to the ballpark that was on the lake. It's been torn down.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing where it was. Was it a hitter's park?
A pretty good hitter's park. And Sparky Anderson managed there when I played.
Yeah, he did.
So, yes.
Here's the set, the pitch. It's a ball outside.
But love this city. This is just a wonderful city. Of course, the meal money wasn't real good in AAA.
2 balls and a strike. That's the count. Here's the pitch. There's a base hit to left field. Off the bat is Stewart, rounding second now. Heading for third is Berg, and he'll hold at third. It's a long single. And now they've got the same situation the Tigers had. A run at first and third.
Yeah, and that ball hit down in the corner. They know Lombard does not run well. That is why Berg didn't hesitate around second base to get to third.
Well, Steve McCaddy is going to come out. And we usually see a lot of trips from Steve, but this is his first one this afternoon.
Ernie, while we have time, I'd like to mention a couple of things. I don't know how long this game will go on, but I just want you to know what a high honor it's been for me to be your partner these many years. You called my games as a player. We teamed up in television. We've been in the radio booth for some time as partners, and I always felt that I represented the great Tiger fans when I was your broadcast partner, and I hope I did it with respect and honor. And believe me, it's been a wonderful thrill for me.
Well, thank you, and you did do that. You've done a great job, and I've enjoyed working with you and Dan. And I know this season especially, there's been too much made over me, too much ado, and you guys have been very patient and understanding. And even sacrificial, because there's been a lot of to do in the booth, and I know sometimes it's not easy for you.
It's been wonderful.
But I appreciate that. And
you and Miss Lulu will always
depth of my heart. I love you guys, and I've enjoyed being with you.
We love you too, and you and Miss Lulu will always be in my heart and in the Price family's prayers.
Thank you, sir. Well, we're ready to go now. Hinkie at the bat. There's a swing and a line drive. Base hit left field. Hinchke drives home the first run. In to score comes Berg. Berg on to second. Stewart, a little slow, lazy line drive over third base. And the Rookie of the Year candidate drives in that run.
Ernie, he did with about the only thing he could do with it, a breaking ball away from him, and I got the feeling he might have been looking for it to just tap it over the head of Truby.
That's the third hit in this inning. And we're going to get the call to the bullpen now. It's been a brilliant performance by Maroth, getting no support from his teammates in the hitting department. And now he'll have to leave the game with a 1-0 deficit. So as they make the switch, let's tune in on this.
Like a raging river, your drive to succeed is unstoppable. Sweeping away obstacles, carving the landscape, rushing ever toward the next horizon. At Comerica Bank, we've been helping businesses like yours pursue their destinies for a century and a half. We understand that a good relationship demands good people, and ours are the very best. Experienced, knowledgeable, creative. Not just willing to help, but able to. Because at Comerica, you deal directly with local decision makers, people who understand your business and provide custom solutions that make a difference. Let us show you how flexible, responsive, and indispensable the nation's #1 business bank can be. Call Comerica at 800-889-2025 today. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work.
Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. Comerica ranks first nationally in commercial loans as a percent of total assets by Sheshanoff Information Services 2001.
Every winning ball club knows the signs: the month, the squeeze, sacrifice, and steal. Of course, when you go grocery shopping, there's only one sign you need to look for: Kroger. For over 85 years, Kroger has stood for selection, freshness, and good old everyday value. And now Kroger saves you even more money on the things you use every day: milk, hamburger, fresh fruit and produce, even diapers and baby food.
We like to see you here.
Great meals start at Kroger. Now Toronto in the lead, and Rodney takes over for the Tigers to try to stop it at just 1 run.
Well, here's a young man, Ernie, that I know the Tigers are looking to have a bright future. Got a good fastball. They asked him to go to the minor leagues and work on some movement on his pitches and changing speeds, and who knows what's in store for him in the future. But now let's pause quickly and let our stations along our Tiger Network identify themselves.
Hey, this is Art Regner from Regner Cars, heard Monday through Friday from noon to 3. Hey, Ernie, thanks a lot. You are the best. This is Team 1270 WXYT Detroit.
I tell you.
And this call to the pin, Ernie, I tell you, brought to you by AT&T Wireless.
All right, here we go. 1-0 Toronto. They've got a man at first and a man at second. 1 man down in the 8th inning. That's the task ahead of Fernando Rodney, the right-hander. Pitching to the center fielder, Vernon Wells. And the right-hand batter takes it inside fastball, ball 1. Well, it was scoreless until here in the 8th inning. A leadoff single by Berg, a pop-up in foul territory off the bat of Huckabee. Then a single by Stewart sent Berg to third, and he scored on Hinsky's single over third base. Right-hander ready again now. And delivers, and Wells takes inside again. Outfield is almost straight up on him. The infielder double played that. Wells has had a single in 3 turns. He got the first hit. A single with 2 out in the opening inning. Now the pitch on the way. There's a ground ball hit the third. Truby makes one of those stops. So to second, 1. That's all they'll get. Another great play by Truby to keep that ball from going into left field, and it'll take away a potential run for the Blue Jays. They'll end up with runners at first and third and 2 down. No chance for the DP, Mr. Price, on that one.
No, sir. Good play by Chris, as you said, Ernie.
Well, looks like we're going to get a pitching change. We're going to the left-hander in the bullpen. Mr. Pujols has made his decision. And as they make the switch, let's tune in on these messages.
My boyfriend says he wants to spend more time together, so I say, how much more time? And he says 50% more. Okay, I'm listening. Seems he wants to start an M Life. You know, from AT&T Wireless. so we can always be there for each other. He is so sweet. He just signed up for an AT&T Wireless Digital Advantage calling plan starting at $39.99 a month and got 50% more anytime minutes. Not to mention 3,000 night and weekend minutes. He even got nationwide long distance at no extra charge, and it's all for life. Our life, he says. So now I'm kind of speechless, which isn't like me at all. Hey, it isn't every day your guy springs the M word on you. Start your M life at an AT&T Wireless store or authorized dealer or call 1-800-IMAGINE.
Welcome to M Life from AT&T Wireless.
Right now, get a $50 mail-in rebate on a Nokia 3360 wireless phone. Limited time offer, not available in all areas. Credit approval required. 50% more anytime minutes available with a 2-year agreement. Anytime minutes, night and weekend minutes, and nationwide long distance promotions available on calls placed from your home calling area for as long as you remain on the same plan. Other restrictions apply.
There's a thing right now, and it's big. It's a buzz. It's a big brown buzz. You know Brown, a.k.a. UPS. Now here comes the buzz. It's UPS email ship notification. Brown tells your customers you've shipped their goods and kept your promise. Lets them track their packages so you don't have to, which frees you up to do your job. Selling, servicing, making things happen. More sales, better customer service. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Well, here we go. Another Tiger pitcher. It will be the situational left-hander, Mr. Jamie Walker, the Kansas coming in to try to get that third out here in the 8th inning, with the Blue Jays on top now 1-0.
Well, I think Jamie's made a good statement, Ernie, especially since his latest recall, an ERA of 3.74, but there are not enough left-handers available, and I think Jamie could be with his ball club and make another good statement next year.
Well, he's going to face a tough man at the plate. It'll be Carlos Delgado. He had a double in the 4th inning, 1 for 3 for the free-swinging left-handed batting first baseman. Delgado's going to wait a little bit. He wants to move the umpire. The umpire out in the middle, Eric Cooper, wants to move him from the right field side of the infield over the left field side. Man on first, man on third. And the pitch from Jamie swung on and fouled away down below here. The man at third, and Wellesley runner at first base. Blue Jays have broken the 0-0 deadlock with a run here. Here's a pitch. Big curve hit deep, but foul. Oh, did he get a punch on that one? Hit it hard, but it's a long strike. Strike 2 on Delgado. What you going to give him now, Jim?
I would stay with the breaking ball, the slurve-type breaking ball, and away from him.
Mm-hmm. That one hung up a little close, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Man on first, man on third, 1-0 Blue Jays, 8th inning. Walker taking his time, checks his sign with Brandon Inge, ready to work again. And the pitch. Ooh, that one over his head. He hit the dirt in a hurry. I don't think Delgado is very happy about that. He started out toward the mound. He is restrained by the plate umpire Kellogg. He's pushing him back into the batter's box.
You talk about a low bridge.
Came right at the point of the helmet, and he got out in a hurry. That's the way Paul Richards used to tell his guys. Said, don't fool around with moving around. Just hit the dirt as soon as you think that ball's going to be that way.
Now you need the breaking ball away from him.
1-2 the count on Delgado. This will be a very interesting pitch right here, folks. Runners at first and third. Jamie Walker deals, and there's a swing and a foul. He threw him a curve toward the outside. 1-2 the count on him. Tigers had a big threat in the first half of this inning. Had a double by Monroe. He went to third on a single by Jackson, but they were left on the bases. The next 3 couldn't deliver. The Blue Jays have counted here. They've scored a run in the 8th inning to take a 1-0 lead. Now the set and the pitch he takes, it is a fastball that was almost in that strike zone. 2-2. He took a close one and got by with it. Now Delgado Getting back in the batter's box. Walker looks in to get his sign. Here's the set. Here's the pitch. He swings, and it's a high fly ball. Deep right. Way back, and it's going to be caught right at the fence by Monroe. He had about a foot to go before he hit the fence. And we go to the ninth inning. Toronto 1, the Tigers nothing.
Ever think about how many people you meet in a lifetime? Me? I want to stay in touch with most of them. What, not possible? That's what I thought, until I got unlimited night and weekend minutes from AT&T Wireless. I just signed up for an AT&T Wireless calling plan for 2 years, starting at $39.99 a month. Now I can use my Nokia 8390 wireless phone to talk all night with my old friends and still have time to catch up on the weekends with my new ones, even the ones I haven't met yet.
When you have the time you need for everyone you know, that's M-Life. Get unlimited night and weekend minutes when you sign up for a qualified AT&T wireless calling plan starting at $39.99 a month. It's for life with a 2-year agreement. Plus, access news, sports, email, and more with M-Mode for an additional monthly and usage fee. Hurry in or call 1-877-400-1080 today. Right now, get a $50 mail-in rebate on the Nokia 8390 phone.
Limited time offer. Credit approval required. Night and weekend minutes available from your home coverage area for as long as you stay on the same plan. Geographic limitations, device compatibility, and other charges and restrictions apply. Next generation networks and phones by Nokia. Additional usage charges apply for M mode.
As the Detroit Tigers work hard to build their game-winning average during the rest of the baseball season, the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights continue to redefine Detroit's skyline and build strong communities across Michigan. Join the MRCC team. You'll receive great pay, state-of-the-art training, a rock-solid pension, and job security. We work as a team with our contractors to provide quality construction, each job on time, on budget, with pride. For the best training, the best pay, the best future, call 1-888-HAMMER-9 or visit hammer9.com today to join the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights.
Tubby's loves classics, like sponsoring Detroit's classic baseball team, the Detroit Tigers, and serving the classic Italian sub enhanced by Tubby's classic dressing. At Tubby's, it's the grilling that makes it great.
Hang on, it's the ninth inning now, and this has been a beautiful battle. 1-0, Toronto in the lead, and the Blue Jays go to the bullpen. They'll bring in the veteran Kelvin Escobar, the right-hander, to try to hold off the Tigers in the final 3.
But if I could, Ernie, mention that they put you on their wonderful video board here in center field. You got a standing ovation, and boy, I tell you, it's just been so deserving for you every place we have gone.
Thank you.
Kelvin Escobar, 37 saves. He's found a home as a closer. A great job for him this year. An ERA of .432, an opponent's batting average against of .248.
All right, it'll be Torres to lead it off. He's the leadoff man, assuming that regular role now. He's 0 for 3 for the afternoon against the great starting pitcher Holiday, who turned in a scintillating performance. No runs and 2 hits. They changed the hit that they had given to Jackson into an error for the shortstop Bird. So if you're scoring, you might want to make that change. 2 hits for Detroit instead of 3. And the big right-hander deals. Here's a ball outside. Andres starting to bunt. He didn't offer on it, and it's a ball on him. Infante and Munson scheduled to follow in the ninth inning for the Tigers. And the set and the pitch. He takes a strike. 1-1 the count on him. None of these 3 hitters scheduled to hit in this inning has a hit. Now, Escobar delivers. Here's a big slider that hits the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on him. Big guy from Venezuela. Coming through the Toronto system, Escobar delivers a fastball. It's low. And the count even 2-2. Tigers had their big threat in the 8th inning, but it went a glimmering. They couldn't push a man in, and then the Blue Jays come up the bat in the 8th, and they get a run. That's the story of this game here. Now Escobar to the set position, waiting. Torres at the plate. Torres swings and misses. He struck him out. 1 up and 1 down in the 9th.
We have a second. Ernie asked me to thank all of our hardworking folks behind the scenes. All of them put such great work in all year. We appreciate it. Dave Banks, Jeff Rieger, and Marty McCormick, our engineer, back at the station. Of course, Nick Marabelli, Renee Bianchi, and Phil McCauley, our engineers at Comerica Park. We all appreciate your hard work. Ernie, Dan, and I. Thank you, gang.
Yep, we can't get on the air without those folks. Well, here is Infante. He is 0 for 3. right-hand batting shortstop. The Tigers down to their final 2 outs of the season. And the pitch is on the way. He pops one into right. Cruz is coming in. Going back is Hudson, and they collide, but the catch is made anyway.
Little miscommunication.
Well, it was Hudson who took it away from him. Well, folks, we're going to have to say goodbye to you. We'll do it when the game's over, no matter how long it lasts. If the Tigers tied to go extra innings, or if it ends here, we'll come out with give the final score. We'll have a commercial break, and then we'll come back and say our goodbye. And we just want to thank you for sticking with us throughout the season. Now, the pitch to Munson is a strike. They're on their feet here at the Sky Dome now, hoping for the final out. Escobar delivers. He's outside on Eric. Eric is struck out twice. The middle time at bat, he bounced out to second base. A 1-0 contest. The home team, the Toronto Blue Jays, in the lead with 2 down in the 9th inning. And the set. Escobar delivers. There's a strike called in above the knee. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on him. Outfield to left on Eric, trying to keep it going. Tigers trail 1-0. Big guy looks in to get his sign. He sets at the mound and delivers. There's a ball in the dirt. That'll make it 2-2. Close, brilliant game dominated by excellent pitching. Runs scored by Toronto in the 8th inning. They lead it 1-0 in the 9th. 2-2 count on Eric Munson. And the set and the pitch. Swings and fouls it away up this way, and not quite. That would have been neat to get a foul ball on the last time at bat if it happens to be that way. Now Munson back in the batter's box waiting on another 2-2 delivery. Escobar looks him over. Takes his time. Here's the set and the pitch. Swing and a foul. He's hanging in there. That one bouncing up into the field seats. So Holliday will be the winning pitcher if it stays this way. And Maroth will take a loss. It'll be a tough one to take, but that's the way it goes. Now Munson waits on the next one. 2-2 count. It's outside, and the count goes full. He's making him earn it. Eric steps out, takes a practice swing, getting back in. Now Kelvin Escobar has his sign. He's ready. He pitches. Swing and a foul. He got a piece of it right on the screen. 55 years of ball 1, strike 1. I guess I can wait for another couple of pitches. Mr. Munson steps in again. 3-2 the count. 1-0 Toronto. 2 down in the 9th inning. Here's the set and the pitch. And he walked him. Wow, he got a pretty good time at bat there, Jim.
Terrific at bat. Kept the ball game alive, Ernie, and who knows with Carlos Pena, who's been a real welcome sight in a Tiger uniform this year.
Saw Carlos's family after the game last night. A great family, and they're very proud of this young man. I think he's going to be around for a long time and have a terrific career. We've enjoyed the hospitality of Toronto this weekend. It's a great city, and the folks of Michigan love coming up here. Pena at the bat. He swings. There's a high, long drive. Deep right. It's hooking, and it's going to be foul. He gave it a ride, but he pulled it foul. So Munson goes back to first base. Strike 1, the count on Pena. Pena has bounced to first and twice bounced to shortstop. That was against the starting pitcher, Roy Halladay. down, 1 on, 1-0 Toronto. Now time call by umpire Kellogg at the plate. Escobar got the first 2 easily. Then he went to 3 and 2 and walked Munson. Pena takes. There's a strike. Got one around the letters. It's a strike. They're on their feet again here in Toronto at the Sky Dome. Outfield a little bit to left on Pena. Carlos digging in. Escobar delivers. He takes the ball in too close. One of my big thrills coming to Toronto was doing the All-Star game with Jerry Howard and Tom Cheek. In '92, we had a big thrill there. And even bigger thrill, I addressed the baseball chapel, the stars of those 2 teams. And it was a big thrill for me. Now they set the pitch. Swing and a little foul out of play. Some of the big stars like Molitor and Joe Carter and Brett Butler. Reading from Scripture and helping with the service. 1 and 2 the count. 2 down, a man on. Well, Mr. Escobar trying to get that final out. Pena digging in, waiting. Here's the set, the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Toronto Blue Jays will win it, the final game of 2002. The final score, the Blue Jays 1 and the Tigers 0.
This is Candace Miller. It has been my sincere honor to serve for the past 8 years as Michigan Secretary of State. And during that time, we've used new technology and new innovations. And citizens across our great state have seen a dramatic improvement in customer service. Due to term limits, this November we'll elect a new Secretary of State. And it's important that we keep Michigan driving forward. That's why I'm asking you to join me in supporting Terry Lynn Land for Secretary of State. The Detroit Free Press has referred to Terry Lynn Land as a managerial dynamo. The Detroit News has called Terry Lynn Land highly qualified. Terry Lynn Land is a high-tech leader who will continue to improve customer service at branch offices and strengthen Michigan's reputation as a national model in election integrity. Please join me, Candace Miller, in supporting Terry Lynn Land as our next Secretary of State. We need to keep Michigan driving forward. I won't steer you wrong.
This is Terry Lynn Land. I ask for the honor of your vote for Secretary of State. Paid for by Terry Lynn Land for Secretary of State.
What's the best place to get your car or truck serviced? How about the place that knows your vehicle best? One that uses parts made for your vehicle. One with low prices. Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury dealerships have it all. With technicians that know your vehicle inside and out. And they can do any service your vehicle needs in one stop. From tires and oil changes to brakes, batteries, and more. Even on Saturday. Give your vehicle the care it deserves. Quality Care Auto Service at participating Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury dealerships.
Lively.
Subtle. Bold.
Earthy.
Seductive.
Savory.
Millstone Premium Arabica coffees.
Intriguing. Velvety.
Full body.
Spicy. With over 30 exquisite tastes, there's a Millstone coffee that's definitely you. Elegant.
Enticing.
Smoky.
Tart. Polished.
Complex. Millstone Premium Arabica coffees. Available at your local retailer. Surprising.
Captivating.
Adventurous. Taste what's out there.
The Tigers have just finished their 2002 season, and I've just finished my baseball broadcasting career. And it's time to say goodbye, but I think goodbyes are sad, and I'd much rather say hello. Hello to a new adventure. I'm not leaving, folks. I'll still be with you, living my life in Michigan, my home state, surrounded by family and friends. And rather than goodbye, please allow me to say thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of your family. Thank you for taking me with you to that cottage up north, to the beach, the picnic, your workplace, and your backyard. Thank you for sneaking your transistor under the pillow as you grew up loving the Tigers. Now, I might have been a small part of your life, but you've been a very large part of mine. And it's my privilege and honor to share with you the greatest game of all. Now, God has a new adventure for me, and I'm ready to move on. So I leave you with a deep sense of appreciation for your long-time loyalty and support. I thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
This copyright broadcast has been presented by the authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers baseball originates from Team 1270 WXYZ Detroit, an Infinity Broadcasting station. This is the Detroit Tigers Baseball Network.
Hi, I'm Ernie Harwell. For nearly 60 years, Wright & Philippus has been a leader in rehabilitative health care. Almost as long as I've been calling play-by-play. Their dedication to quality care combines cutting-edge technology with a certified staff to bring you the best. With more than 25 locations, Wright & Philippus is there when you need them. Visit their website at firsttoserve.com and see why they're first to serve your home health care needs.
You're riding in your car. You crank up your favorite music station. You never hear a commercial. Not one. It's new Sirius satellite radio. 100 channels of the best entertainment on the road. 60 original music channels, 100% commercial free. Plus 40 sports news and entertainment channels. Only Sirius gives you digital entertainment coast to coast with S-Plex technology for superior sound resolution. And getting Sirius is easy. Just adapt your existing radio or get a Sirius Ready radio and receiver kit. Then subscribe. Sirius satellite radio. You'll never want to leave your car.
Hi, Linda. Hi. Ready for tennis?
Ooh, your arthritis acting up again?
Use an ordinary pain rub on your arthritis, and everyone knows it. You can tell?
We can tell.
Oh, next time, try odor-free Aspercreme instead. When used as directed, you get hours of clinically proven pain relief nobody knows about but you.
Hi, Linda. I see your arthritis is feeling better.
Just watch me play and see how much better. Aspirin-free Aspercreme. Arthritis pain relief nobody knows about but you.
Fear, uncertainty, anxiety. These are emotions we've all struggled with recently. I made all kinds of excuses for why I couldn't go places and do things. I remember feeling like I couldn't catch my breath and being so aware of my heart pounding that I was sure I was having a heart attack. I felt like I couldn't control my fears, my thoughts, and my nervousness. Is this you too? I'm Lucinda Bassett, founder of the Midwest Center for Stress and Anxiety. I struggled for 20 years with anxiety and depression, and I finally found my way out of the vicious cycle. If I can help myself, I can help you help yourself. Don't let anyone tell you you have to learn to live with anxiety and depression and that medication is the only answer. I urge you to call now for my free tape and a personal letter with tips on coping. No matter what's going on around you, you can control how you're affected by it. Please call 1-800-ANXIETY. Someone who understands is waiting to take your call now. 1-800-ANXIETY.
One of the keys to a successful ball team is staying healthy. It's the same in everyday life, and that's why many neighborhood Krogers now have a pharmacy. So if someone on your home team is feeling a little under the weather, stop on by. You'll find Kroger has the same great selection of national brand products you've come to rely on all these years, plus a whole variety of generic brands that work just as well.
We like to see you. We like to see you here.
Great meals start at Kroger.
Top of the seventh inning at Skydome. In his biography, Ernie Harwell remembers his dad, Gray, on more than one occasion, describing baseball as a talking game passed along from generation to generation. As we get ready for Ernie's final 3 innings of his remarkable career, I can think of no better description of what he has meant to Tiger fans over the last 42 years. He has passed this game from generation to generation. He drew us in with his voice. He captivated us with his style. He had us hanging on every word as he described some of the most memorable moments in Tigers history. He is the reason that so many of us became hooked on baseball and the reason we love this game as we do. Ernie, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Dan Dickerson. I appreciate those kind words, and it's been great to work with you and Jim this year.
Well, Ernie is a legend. Ernie is Detroit Tiger baseball now.
Quite honestly, it's going to be a real shock to Tiger fans everywhere not to be able to hear that voice.
I think he means everything, not only to the city of Detroit, but our entire state.
I love Ernie Harwell. Ernie Harwell, to me, is the epitome of
everything good.
Team 1270 now proudly presents a tribute to Ernie Harwell. Here's your host, Rhonda Moss.
It's the end of an era. After 42 years as the Tigers broadcaster, Ernie Harwell has called his last game. Ernie has received a statue in his honor. The press box was renamed the Ernie Harwell Media Center, and now Team 1270 pays tribute to the voice of Tigers baseball. Everybody has a story to tell when it comes to Ernie, and I would like to share one with you. When the Yankees were in town, Tim McCarver was calling the game for Fox, along with a guy I did not recognize, so I asked Dan Dickerson. He said, "I'm not sure who that guy is." Jim Price came strolling into the booth after playing in the Old Timers game, so I asked Jim, "Who's that guy with McCarver?" Jim didn't know who he was either. And then in walks Ernie. So I asked Ernie. Without hesitation, Ernie said, "That's Mel Proctor. He used to play with the Padres." That's Ernie. He never forgets a name or a face. It doesn't matter if you are a manager or the bat boy. Everyone is special in Ernie's eyes. His career spans 55 years. So let's take a look back. I had the opportunity to sit down with Ernie and asked him how he got his start.
I started really as a writer when I was in high school. I wrote the sporting news and told the editor that I should be the correspondent for the paper in Atlanta, be the Atlanta correspondent for the sporting news. And he didn't know I was only 16. So he said, "Send some stuff in. If it's okay, you got the job." So I wrote some articles, sent them in, they printed them, and I had the job. So then I got a job on the Atlanta Constitution for 6 years, working in the sports department. And I was going to be a sports writer, but there weren't any jobs open when I got out of college. My senior year, I looked around, I couldn't find any, so I took an audition at radio station WSB and got lucky and won it. I've been in radio, TV ever since 1940, except for my service of 4 years in the Marines.
As you said, you were with WSB, and then you were with the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York Giants and Baltimore Orioles, and of course with the Tigers. So my question to you is, why baseball? And I know you broadcast some football games. Why not football?
Well, I did do football. I did each one in its season. And then what happened was the seasons began to overlap so much, and unless you worked for a network that did both, or a station that did both, or a sponsor that did both, you really had to make a choice. And I liked baseball as my favorite sport, so I took baseball because it was not only my favorite sport, but it was a better income than doing football once a week. I could do 154 baseball games, and it was a year-round job. So that's why I made the choice.
You're the voice of the turtle. You start that every season. How did that start? How did you start saying that? And it's become, once everybody hears that, they know baseball season is here.
Started by accident. I was reading the Song of Solomon in the Old Testament, and I ran across these few lines in that great biblical poem, and I told myself, well, hey, this sounds all like spring training. Why don't I try and see what happens? So I did it, and people seemed to pick it up. I kept doing it. I started it probably in the late 70s or early 1980s, and I've been doing it ever since.
What has been your favorite and most memorable interview that you've ever done?
I don't know. Probably the one I did with Ty Cobb, I would think. When I did it real early, I was just a kid. Went down to his hometown when he visited from California and did 15 minutes with him. But I've had a lot of interviews that were interesting. It's hard to pick out one. I'd say that's probably be number one.
Ray Lane, Paul Carey, Dan Dickerson, and Jim Price have all shared the mic with Ernie. Ray Lane, Ernie's partner from 1967 to 72, tells us what Ernie has taught him.
I use this story, and I'll never forget it all my life, is that when I got the job with the radio and to work with Harwell, he was the first guy that called me. And at that time in the off season, he lived in Florida. And he said, I want to congratulate you, but he said, I want to tell you, I've collected a lot of things over the years, all to do with baseball, historical things. And he said, all that belongs to you, too. If you want to use any of this for references, look up stuff in that, I'll tell you one time, it's yours. And he made me feel comfortable right from the phone call. I knew Ernie prior to that time, but not very well. The other thing that Mr. Harwell taught me was there's no set way of doing a baseball game as far as being a baseball announcer. Be yourself. That's what he said. I thought maybe there was a certain way when he would sit there that you should do it the Harwell way. He makes you very comfortable, and it was a pleasure working with him for 6 years. We had a lot of laughs, but we ate very well, too.
Paul Carey shared the booth with Ernie from 1973 until Carey retired in 91. Paul says there's only one reason to listen to Tiger baseball.
Well, Ernie is a legend. Ernie is Detroit Tiger baseball now. The team has been down now for really 10 years. And if it hadn't been for Ernie, I don't know there'd been too much reason to listen to Tiger baseball. Ernie is, when he came here in 1960, joined George, he was already a veteran announcer. I started working with Ernie as a producer for Tiger baseball in '64. Got to know him quite well, and then we worked together for 19 years. And the man is unique. He really is. He's got friends all over the country. There isn't a person I've ever heard say a bad word about Ernie. If they did, they should have his mental chart examined. He's just really special. He has friends everywhere. He enjoys what he's doing, and you can tell it by his broadcasts. He's just very low-key, but he is probably as good a baseball announcer as ever lived. I don't know how else I could do it. That would sum it up, and I think Ernie would like that as an epithet.
Jim Price, Ernie's current partner, talks about his personal relationship, what he has learned, and what he will miss most about Ernie.
Personally, he's been a friend of the Prices for a long time. As a player here since 1967, with all three of my boys. My wife, he's just been a true friend, he and Miss Lulu. He's been my mentor. He's been that personal friend. And he's been my guidance counselor at times, which we all need. Just to put it simply, he's just one of the finest persons you could ever be involved with. Well, first of all, he's taught me a lot about life. Number one, he's brought me so many interesting stories about his life and how I can relate to him. And he's taken me under his wing as far as a broadcaster. I believe in his way of broadcasting, that you keep it simple, do the game, and set the scene, that you don't talk all the time, you don't bring in stupid statistics like so many current guys do. And that's my theory, and I believe in it strongly, that people want to know about the game. They don't want to hear things that don't relate to the game. And that's what's so neat about Ernie. He brings in these stories, and he'll bring things out of me, like the great '68 year and things like that, and fellas I played with. But his stories, there might be somebody that his 3 home runs in a game will say, I say, Ernie, do you remember, was there somebody with the Brooklyn Dodgers that did that? And he'll bring up a name from the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1948 and who he hit the home runs off of. And, to talk about Jackie Robinson that he knew personally, and all the great people he knew personally, is such an asset for what he can do. But the main thing about Ernie Harwell is, and I wish more broadcasters would listen to this, is do the game, keep it simple, and set the scene. See, I have the jock mentality. I'm a jock at heart. I played sports all my life, but I like what I do as a broadcaster. And the thing I'm going to miss most of all is that personality. He comes every day like he's one of the guys on the team, like he's a 19-year-old rookie, full of enthusiasm. And I might come here sometimes not in the best of moods, a tough day at home, but right away when I see Ernie, I get a smile on my face, because his personality is that of an 18, 19-year-old kid. It's amazing how his personality is.
Dan Dickerson joined Jim and Ernie in 2000 and comments on what Mr. Harwell has meant to him.
To me, what he's meant for Tiger fans, 40-plus years in Detroit, I think it just drew so many people into the game of baseball who might have been casual observers or thought they liked baseball, but were drawn into it because they turned on the radio at whatever age. For me, it was when I was, 8 years old, and you were just drawn into it. And I think he's had an amazing impact. Once you're drawn in, that you want to listen. I think people have always listened. Good years, bad years. Sure, they listen more in the good years. But even in the bad years, I know I listen. I know a lot of other people who just love to hear the sound of baseball and Ernie Harwell coming through the radio. And what an amazing thing to have an impact on a community, and for so many years booming all throughout the Midwest.
What is the fondest memories or the biggest thrills that you've had in broadcasting?
Well, I think being up on the podium when I won the Ford C. Frick Award was a tremendous thrill because my family was there, and it was a humbling experience with all those great ball players up on the podium, and I had to respond.
The president tossing out the first ball of the season, and a scrubby schoolboy playing catch with his dad on the Mississippi farm. A tall, thin old man waving a scorecard from the corner of his dugout. That's baseball. And so is a big fat guy with a bulbous nose running home one of his 714 home runs. There's a man in Mobile who remembers that Honus Wagner hit a triple in Pittsburgh 46 years ago. That's baseball. And so is a scout reporting that a 16-year-old pitcher in Cheyenne is the coming Walter Johnson. Baseball is a spirited race of man against man, reflex against reflex, a game of inches. Every skill is measured. Every heroic, every failing is seen and cheered or booed and then becomes a statistic. In baseball, democracy shines its clearest. The only race that matters is the race to the bag. The creed is a rule book, and color merely something to distinguish one team's uniform from another. Baseball is a rookie. His experience no bigger than the lump in his throat as he begins fulfillment of his dreams. And it's a veteran, too, a tired old man of 35, hoping that those aching muscles can pull him through another sweltering August and September. Nicknames of baseball, names like Zeke and Pie and Kai and Home Run and Cracker and Dizzy and Dazzy. Baseball is the clear, cool eyes of Rogers Hornsby, the flashing spikes of a Ty Cobb, and an over-age 60 named Rabbit Moranville. Baseball, just a game, as simple as a ball and batting, yet as complex as the American spirit symbolizes. A sport, a business, sometimes almost even religion. While the fairy tale of Willie Mays making a brilliant World Series catch and then dashing off to play stickball in the streets with his teenage pals. That's baseball. So is the husky voice of a doomed Lou Gehrig saying, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of this earth. Baseball is cigar smoke, hot roasted peanuts, the sporting news, ladies' day down in front. Take me out to the ball game in the Star-Spangled Banner. And baseball is a tongue-tied kid from Georgia growing up to be an announcer and praising the Lord for showing him the way to Cooperstown. This is a game for America. Still a game for America, this baseball. Thank you.
There's so many thrills. I think just going to the ballpark is a daily thrill for me. I enjoy.
We'll be back with more of Team 1270's tribute to Ernie Harwell right after this.
Raging river, your drive to succeed is unstoppable. Sweeping away obstacles, carving the landscape, rushing ever toward the next horizon. At Comerica Bank, we've been helping businesses like yours pursue their destinies for a century and a half. We understand that a good relationship demands good people, and ours are the very best. Experienced, knowledgeable, creative. Not just willing to help, but able to. Because at Comerica, you deal directly with local decision makers, people who understand your business and provide custom solutions that make a difference. Let us show you how flexible, responsive, and indispensable the nation's #1 business bank can be. Call Comerica at 800-889-2025 today. Comerica Bank. We listen. We understand. We make it work.
Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender. Comerica ranks first nationally in commercial loans as a percent of total assets by Sheshanock Information Services 2001.
From the road, folks. Well, actually, I'm inside a stock car racing down the backstretch at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You see, Econo Lodge and Roadway Inn have teamed up with Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse to bring you a racing sweepstakes. Just stay at any Econo Lodge or Roadway Inn and you'll get a scratch and win card that can land you a trip for 4 to Las Vegas. Your racing fantasy will put you behind the wheel of a 600 horsepower stock car. Then it's off to talk auto racing over dinner with Team Lowe's driver Jimmy Johnson. Just call 800-4CHOICE or go to choicehotels.com. Then race on in. You might just
No purchase necessary. All for legal U.S. residents 18 years of age and older. Void where prohibited. Game ends August 14th, 2002. See official rules at choicehotels.com. All program rules, regulations, and conditions apply.
Ever think about how many people you meet in a lifetime? Me? I want to stay in touch with most of them. What, not possible? That's what I thought. Until I got unlimited night and weekend minutes from AT&T Wireless. I just signed up for an AT&T Wireless calling plan for 2 years, starting at $39.99 a month. Now I can use my Nokia 8390 wireless phone to talk all night with my old friends and still have time to catch up on the weekends with my new ones, even the ones I haven't met yet.
When you have the time you need for everyone you know, that's M-Life. Get unlimited night and weekend minutes when you sign up for a qualified AT&T wireless calling plan starting at $39.99 a month. It's for life with a 2-year agreement. Plus, access news, sports, email, and more with M-Mode for an additional monthly and usage fee. Hurry in or call 1-877-400-1080 today. Right now, get a $50 mail-in rebate on the Nokia 8390 phone.
Limited time offer. Credit approval required. Night and weekend minutes available from your home coverage area for as long as you stay on the same plan. Geographic limitations, device compatibility, and other charges and restrictions apply. Next generation networks and phones by Nokia. Additional usage charges apply for M-Mode.
Bill Brown Ford has been a leader in Ford vehicle sales since 1941. They have received numerous awards for sales and customer satisfaction. They're the #1 Taurus and #1 Windstar dealer in the nation. Every employee at Bill Brown Ford is committed to exceeding all of your expectations. Check them out at BillBrownFord.com or just drop by. Bill Brown Ford is located in Livonia on Plymouth Road between Merriman and Farmington Roads. With over 2,000 vehicles available, you're sure to find the Ford you're looking for. Ask about their special free ride in September. No payments for 90 days. Now, more than ever, it's just plain smart to buy from Bill Brown Ford.
Imagine a company with a history of over 80 years. The integrity of being owned by the #1 automaker in the world, General Motors. And the know-how to finance, lease, insure, and secure your most valued assets. We're GMAC. Imagine how we can be a part of your life. Imagine a global company that understands the most complex financial decisions you'll ever make. Imagine a corporation that can speak your language, whatever it may be. Imagine an organization that's flexible and focused on your individual needs. We're GMAC. Imagine how we can work for you, down the block or around the globe.
Tubby's loves classics, like sponsoring Detroit's classic baseball team, the Detroit Tigers, and serving the classic Italian sub enhanced by Tubby's classic dressing. At Tubby's, it's the grilling that makes it great.
Ernie, while we have time, I'd like to mention a couple of things. I don't know how long this game will go on, but I just want you to know what a high honor it's been for me to be your partner these many years. You called my games as a player. We teamed up in television. We've been in the radio booth for some time as partners, and I always felt that I represented the great Tiger fans when I was your broadcast partner, and I hope I did it with respect and honor. And believe me, it's been a wonderful thrill for me.
Well, thank you, and you did do that. You've done a great job, and I've enjoyed working with you and Dan. And I know this season especially, there's been too much made over me, too much ado, and you guys have been very patient and understanding, and even sacrificial, because there's been a lot of to do in the booth, and I know sometimes it's not easy for you.
It's been wonderful.
But I appreciate that. And
you and Miss Lulu will always
depth of my heart. I love you guys, and I've enjoyed being with you.
We love you too, and you and Miss Lulu will always be in my heart and in the Price family's prayers.
Thank you, sir.
At the end of the day, people genuinely like Ernie Harwell, the man. And then the broadcaster is just icing on the cake.
I'm going to miss that voice, I'll tell you that.
Welcome back to Team 1270's tribute to Ernie Harwell. Tiger fans aren't the only ones who have a fondness for Ernie. From Steve Sparks to Royals first baseman Mike Sweeney, their words may be different, but the meaning is the same. That Ernie is something special.
He's just everybody's best friend. Anytime you meet somebody like Ernie Harwell, he makes everybody feel like they're important, and that's, I think, the highest attribute I could pay him is, coming through here as a visitor, even coming to Detroit, he'd always made it a point to come and say hi to everybody and just see how your family's doing. He really cared about people, and that's, he's a genuine person, and we're all going to miss him. But for baseball, he came through in an era where there wasn't a lot of television coverage, and everybody who listened to him just soaked in, you know, his stories, and could really actually see what was going on in the ball game at the same time. My most vivid memory of Ernie was last year in 2001, opening day, and it was freezing cold, and Ernie came in his trench coat, and he had a little beret on, and he had his hands in his pocket, and some of the guys had on some loud contemporary music, and he came through the clubhouse in one full circle and just shuffled his feet exactly, I mean, perfect to the beat, you know, and everybody just stopped and stood and watched Ernie just shuffle around the clubhouse and dance to the music the whole way around the room, and, you know, everybody just loved it. They ate it up, and it kind of lightened the moment. You know, we had big opening day ceremonies, but everybody felt a little bit more at ease just watching him.
And the Tigers have tied the game on the sacrifice fly off the bat of end.
Ernie Harwell is one of the most intelligent reporters or broadcasters that I've ever been around in the game of baseball. If you ever have a question about anything that's happened in the past history of baseball, that's who you go to. He's been around it all. Just his attitude about the game has made an impact on all broadcasters around baseball today, and players as well. He's just a great guy to be around, and it's been an honor for me to even be around him in these last couple of years. There was one banquet that we had to all go to. It was for the city of Detroit, and Ernie was slated to make a presentation or a little spiel at this presentation, and I'm sure many people have heard his baseball speech and what the game of baseball means to him, and it was the most hair-raising speech that I've ever heard from any person, and I'll remember that for many years. And if you haven't heard that speech, it's one that you need to really hear.
Dan Palmer.
Well, for me, I just, you know, he's one of the few guys that's been around to see some of the greatest players play, and he's got a lot of stories. You know, he's got a lot of history of the game just in his head, you know, because he's seen some great baseball, some great players play the game, and you know, seen a lot of it. So he's very knowledgeable of the history of baseball. For me, I think I'll just miss his voice, you know, just hearing him, you know, just talking in the locker room, because he's got that distinctive voice that, you know, that just kind of relaxes you, and you could sit there and listen to him talk about nothing all day just to hear his voice, and you know, those are hard to come by. There's a few, you know, radio personalities that you can really tell who they are by their voice, and he's definitely one of them. I think a lot of people are going to miss him.
At the fence, looking, leaping, and it is long gone. A three-run homer by Fick.
You know, there's not really much, you know, I don't know much you can say, but there's so much to say. He's been around here forever. He's seen, you know, the game of baseball for 60 years. The greatest players to ever play this game, he's watched them. And, you know, you really respect somebody that's, like, he's been through so much baseball, and he's never a player, and is respected so much. And you don't see that, you know, the guys in the media that haven't been players don't get respected, and you know, where he's come from and what he's done with his career, and the attitude that he's kept while he's doing it. I mean, he's the nicest guy in the whole world. He gives, you know, the time of day to anybody. It doesn't matter who you are, and some guys aren't like that. Some guys let the game get out of control and stuff, and I just, you know, that's the one thing I really respect about him. You know, he's a very talented man, but he's quite a person. You know, I know that the people of Michigan know that, but I don't know if people around the whole world know that, or the United States, and he's got a special place in my heart forever. He's one of a kind, and he's going to be missed. Definitely going to be missed around here.
He swings and misses. Has struck him out. That's 7
no-hit innings for Mr. Weaver.
Everybody expects to hear Ernie in Detroit forever, and it's going to be weird not hearing his voice, with Tiger baseball. I always just like saying hi to him because every time he came through, he had a smile on his face and was willing to say hi to anyone, and I just couldn't believe his real age when I first came over here because he doesn't act the age, and I think everybody would like to see him stick around for a while longer, but I think he knows being around the game for so long when he should get out, and I wish him the best in his endeavors for the remainder of his life.
There's a ground ball off of Wells.
Talking baseball to him, it's been wonderful. I've had quite a few opportunities to talk to him about baseball, and I've always talked to him about a lot of the old school baseball, which I'm very intrigued about, and he's told me some great stories and a lot of great situations that happened back then, and compare him to now and then, and it's just wonderful. You can't find he's probably the best broadcaster ever, in my eyes, and I've heard a lot of broadcasters, and today some of these guys are a joke. I wish I wish Ernie would open a school for broadcasting, because I think they would finally get the point on how to announce.
Personally, it goes back to 1994 when I was playing in the Midwest League. I made the All-Star team, and we had the game in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And Ernie Harwell came to the lunch and was a keynote speaker. And hearing him recite his poem, What is Baseball, was awesome. And, it brought tears to my eyes just to hear him with his cool accent saying, what is baseball? Baseball's a doubleheader on Sunday. Baseball's playing catch with your father in the park. Baseball's having nicknames like Dizzy. Just hearing him, it was really, really cool. And I got to meet him that day in 1994. And then in the end of 95, when I got called up, we came to Detroit. And that's when our relationship really began at the big league level. And the neat thing about Ernie, he never treated me any different from the time he met me as a minor leaguer to now as a major league veteran. So it says a lot about Ernie's character. And I guess for the game of baseball, I said it once, I'll say it again. I think the game of baseball needs Ernie Harwell more than Ernie Harwell needs the game of baseball. And, guys like Ernie only come around once every 30, 40 years. They don't come like him, every single day. And I'm going to continue playing, and that's one thing I always look forward to is when I came to Detroit to see Ernie Harwell and get a big hug from him. And from now on, I won't. So that's going to be tough. But I feel very privileged to have had a glimpse of Ernie Harwell over the last 8 years, and I'll always cherish him.
Obviously, we've known you've been in this business for 55 years, and you've seen just about everything in baseball. Do you have a favorite player and a favorite team?
Well, the best player that I saw was Willie Mays, and I was certainly lucky to be there with the New York Giants when he made his debut in May of 1951. And my favorite team, I think, would be either the 1984 Tigers or the 1968 Tigers. Hard to make a choice between those two. I love the Dodgers. My second year there in 49, they won the pennant. Jackie Robinson led the league in hitting. He was an MVP, and that was special to me. And the Giants in 51, when they came from behind 13 and a half games back in mid-August and capped the climax on Bobby Thompson's home run, that was a thrilling ball club to be with, too. But every team you're with has certain qualities that you like, and it's hard to pick out one or two.
Al Kaline from the 68 Tigers and Lance Parrish of the 84 Tigers tell us what Ernie has meant to them.
Well, first of all, he's never changed. Ernie's the very same as the first day I met him. I got here a little bit sooner than Ernie, but when he came here, he was energetic, very positive all the time. Everybody was glad to see him, and that's very unusual for an announcer, for the ball players still want to see you. Sometimes, you make a mistake and say something, but everybody loves Ernie, and he is just a human being that you don't run into in the game of baseball very much. I mean, he's so genuine, and he just loves life. He loves his job, And quite honestly, it's going to be a real shock to Tiger fans everywhere not to be able to hear that voice.
What do you think has been his a mainstay? He's been consistent throughout his whole career. And I think longevity, that helped him.
Well, like I said, he's the same person today that he was when the first day he joined the Tigers. And he is someone who will go up and be just as friendly to a rookie as some seasoned veteran. He treats a rookie the same as he would treat a president of a company. I mean, he's just that type of person. He's warm, he's friendly, he's funny, he's great knowledge of the game, as we all know that. The stories that he come up to, I mean, even this late, and many times I've heard him, I hear some stories that, God, how can he remember that? And you know, I've been blessed that I've known a lot of wonderful people in this town. Met a lot of people in my 50 years, but knowing Ernie Harwell has to be one of the highlights of my career.
You can't replace Ernie.
No, you cannot replace Ernie. They tried that, but this is a little bit different than the other time. Ernie's leaving on his own. I'm sure he'll be around the ballpark, and I'm sure he'll be doing a lot of things. Hopefully, I hope he does something with the Tigers, but I don't know that for a fact. But it's a little different that the people that will be replacing him, they did not let Ernie go. He left on his own. So I hope the people will understand that whoever takes over, and I'm sure the guys that are in there now, Jim and Dan, will probably be in the booth, that they will bear with them, and no one's going to be the same as Ernie Harwell.
I love Ernie Harwell. Ernie Harwell, to me, is the epitome of everything good that baseball represents. Ever since I had the opportunity to come here as a young man and play at Tiger Stadium and have an opportunity to meet somebody like Ernie Harwell, he has done nothing but impress me from day one all the way up till now. I remember in my playing days when I was involved in different charities and functions around the city, every single time I asked him to help me out, he never turned me down. And he's very gracious with his time. He's very gracious with everybody he's around. I think he's a true professional in every sense of the word. I know my wife loves him because she would always comment that, you know, I love to listen to Ernie Harwell because every time he does a game, he always tells everybody what the score is and what inning it is and he kind of recaps things. So she, you know, aside from the fact that she knows him personally and loves him as well, she loves the way that he broadcasted, and I think there's no greater compliment. Unfortunately, not everybody in baseball gets to listen to Ernie Harwell, but I know that everybody in the state of Michigan that has grown up listening to Ernie Harwell and had an opportunity to participate in any of his broadcasts, they are truly going to miss. I'm going to miss him. You know, since I stopped playing and had the opportunity to do a little coaching and now do some TV stuff, I've had an opportunity to listen to him do games on the radio, and I didn't get that opportunity when I was playing. And I'll tell you what, I've even grown to appreciate him more that I've had the opportunity to listen to him do his game. So, yeah, the game of baseball is going to miss him. Everybody in the state, I know, is going to miss him. And, you know, for me, it's a very sad day. It's bittersweet. I know that he's getting on with what he would like to do for the rest of his life. But, you know, as far as baseball goes, it's going to leave a big hole in everybody for a long time that won't be able to be filled.
We'll be back with more of Team 1270's tribute to Ernie Harwell right after this.
This is the team. Labatt Blue wants you to make the most of any situation. For instance, let's say you're out with your girlfriend. She busts you for taking in the scenery, and she asks, "What are you looking at?" Don't deny it. Get all dreamy-like and say, "Huh? I was just thinking about what we'll be doing in a couple of years." You're probably sweating now. A perfect opportunity to chill with a cold Labatt Blue. Just a little help from Labatt Blue, Canada's best. Look up, see blue. Labatt Blue wants you to make the most of any situation. Say you and your girlfriend go to the mall to catch a movie. Don't go too early. Why? Malls have shoe stores. And you'll miss the movie for sure. But you can still make the save. See, shoe stores are exactly why most malls also have pubs. You'll probably find a few buddies in.
Girls, she's going to make it. A lot of kids don't.
Kids need to use a booster seat once they outgrow their car seat. A standard seatbelt doesn't properly fit a child under 80 pounds or 4'9". Your child's risk of serious injury is 3.5 times greater if restrained by a seatbelt rather than a booster seat during a crash. For a free brochure on booster seat safety and booster seat options, call 800-454-8041. Big kids need a boost. Call 800-454-8041 today. A message from the Michigan Department of Community Health.
What do you think when you hear the word party?
Michigan Association
My
of Parties.
fellow Americans.
The Tigers, Lions, Spartans, and Wings are on Team 1270. WXYT Detroit.
The first part, Pan, to the party of the...
Boring. Now that's a party. Party should be fun. A celebration. Like $2 million celebration from the Michigan Lottery. The new instant game with a top prize of $2 million.
Could you, pass the nachos, please?
Huh? Yeah, sure. Everyone's invited to the $2 million celebration. To get in on the fun, ask your lottery retailer for a $2 million celebration instant ticket. How's this for a party favor? It's packed with $1,000 prizes. And one of those winners is going to win the $2 million top prize.
Haven't we met somewhere before?
I don't think so. The icing on the cake, you could win up to 27 times playing $2 million celebration. Now that's reason to celebrate. Everybody limbo! Hey, you want a party? Play $2 million celebration from the Michigan Lottery with a top prize of $2 million. Just imagine the party you could throw.
The U.S. Postal Service presents today's small business tip.
I'm Reva Lasonsky, editorial director of Entrepreneur Magazine. What can you do to maintain a sensible long-term financial strategy? Don't overstate your projections. Don't ignore your immediate budgetary needs. Don't assume that the existence of revenue is indicative of being cash flow positive. Don't forget about Uncle Sam, and don't mismanage your advertising timeline.
This small business tip was brought to you by the United States Postal Service. For more information and other small business tips, visit entrepreneur.com.
Some original thinking by Starbucks barista Frank Botex.
What I love most is, getting customers to smile in the morning. Starbucks is just a place to come and relax. Just kick your feet back. I mean, it's a second home. Starbucks is now in the grocery store, and what better way to just become your own personal barista at home? You go to the grocery store, pick up some coffee, take it home, let the aroma take over your body.
Your favorite Starbucks coffee. At grocery, at home, at last. Get ready for the impossible.
The mother of all nightmares is on the loose.
Tom Cruise and Dwayne Hopkins. The network premiere of Mission Impossible 2. CBS tonight.
Wouldn't we like to know or seen or the knowledge that Ernie Harwell has? I mean, just give us a little bit of it, and we're a better person for it.
Welcome back to Team 1270's tribute to Ernie Harwell. Ernie has touched many lives in his 55-year career, not only here in Michigan, but across the country. Yankee manager Joe Torre talks about wanting to meet Ernie when he was just a youngster.
When I was growing up in Brooklyn, I was a New York Giant fan. And when I was a New York Giant fan in the 50s, I'm listening to Ernie Harwell on the radio, on television. And wow, you know, you heard him, you admired him, and I wondered, you know, what kind of guy he was. And then, you know, eventually it comes around. He goes to Baltimore. He goes to Detroit. Got to finally meet him when he was with Detroit. And couldn't meet a more gentlemanly gentleman than Ernie Harwell. And to see the admiration and respect that everyone else feels for him, it's awfully nice, especially when you're a kid growing up who's very impressionable, and you're meeting this voice that you could never put together with a face.
Yankee broadcaster Charlie Steiner comments on the impact Ernie has made in his life and the reason why he is loved by many.
I've known Ernie, I guess, about 7 or 8 years. I'm still a pup in all of this. But when I first started doing the games nationally for ESPN, I guess 7, 8, 9 years ago, you know, Ernie was one of the few guys that I could talk to and relate to about broadcasting to a national audience as opposed to a local one. And Ernie was one of those guys who told me early on, if you can find yourself a good local team in a good town, you'll find it much more pleasurable for your life and lifestyle. And as it turned out, he was absolutely right. And he's absolutely right on a lot of things.
I
think the one thing about Ernie, and again, I don't hear him every day, but I see him 8, 9, 10, 12 days out of the year, and we'll sit and chat. And, you know, again, I'm a young pup. I'll sit at his knee and absorb it all and listen. And the thing about Ernie is, and I think what comes across on the speaker, is there's a genuine quality about the man. You hear in his voice that he's a nice man who you want to spend time with. And how do you spend the time with Ernie? By listening to him on the radio. You don't see him, you don't touch him, you don't feel him. You hear him, and you hear the essence of him. And what is he talking about? He's talking about a game that his audience loves. And so through who he is and how he has gotten to where he is, and the way he's able to weave those stories together, it's like sitting in a rocker and listen to Grandpa Ernie weave tales. And I think that's the thing. At the end of the day, people genuinely like Ernie Harwell, the guy, the man. And then the broadcaster is just icing on the cake.
Former Twins manager Tom Kelly admires Ernie's wisdom of the game.
What we know is the game of baseball a little bit, and wouldn't we like to know or seen or the knowledge that Ernie Harwell has? I mean, just give us a little bit of it, and we're a better person for it. So every time Ernie would come to Minneapolis or we would come to Detroit, it was always an honor to have him come sit by you, whether it was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, because it made you a better person. He could enlighten you, make you feel comfortable, and be your best friend in a matter of minutes. And he had that kind of personality and charisma about him that made him, I think, liked by everybody. I have never heard anybody say a bad word about the man, you know, and I know that ain't true about me. So, again, it's been a pleasure to listen and hopefully be called his friend.
George Blaha sums up Ernie this way.
I think he means everything, not only to the city of Detroit, but our entire state. And, of course, to the game of baseball, he is a Hall of Famer. That says it all. This man is as well respected as any man who's ever cracked a mic in any sporting event ever. And that says a lot. But to me and to the people who live in my state, he's one of our natural resources. We're really going to miss him. I mean, he's the voice of summer. He's as important to the state of Michigan as the dunes over on Lake Michigan or the Mackinac Bridge and any number of things that just mean Michigan. Ernie Harwell is ours, and I'm going to miss that voice, I'll tell you that.
And the windup and the pitch. He swings a line shot, base hit, right field, the Tigers win it. Here comes Kaline to score, and it's all over. Don works singles. The Tigers mob Don. Kaline has scored. The fans are streaming on the field.
And now what he represents to the Detroit Tigers is almost beyond description, because I think that when you think of the Detroit Tigers, the general person, they think about Detroit Tigers and Ernie Harwell.
Jeff Goat hitting .366. Is a pitch. Fastball, strike one call. Right down the middle, about bell time.
Eli's back in the huddle. The Yale crowd yelling for a score here, 14-0. Army in the lead. A great keep play that time by Dean Lount. McGill is set out to the left. Here's Lount taking the ball, gets to Ackerman. He drives to the 3-yard line and is stopped there by Charlie Bliss and also Satterfield. The two ends converging on him down at the 3-yard line.
There's a fly ball to right field. Here comes Kaline. He's got it. The game's over. The Tigers are the champions of the East. And the fans are streaming on the field. The Tigers have won it, winning the series. They've won both games of this series. And the Tigers are champions of the East.
Kenny McLean is one of the first out of the dugout. Racing out, and Horton is mobbed as the Tigers come from behind. And McLean has his 30th victory of the 1968 season.
Tug of the cap by Morris. Working up the set position now. He goes to his set. Kittle waits. Here it comes. He struck him out, and Morris Parrish has a no-hitter. Lance Parrish goes out and grabs him, and the Tigers get a no-hit performance for the first time since 1958 when Jim Bunning did it. Jack Morris, the no-hit hero.
And when you come to Comerica Park to see the Tigers play, and I know you'll be here a long time after I'm long gone, I hope that you'll bring your children and grandchildren and look at that statue and remember me. Remember me as someone who deeply appreciated the love and affection that you gave me over so many baseball seasons. And I'd like to end my remarks with a little verse about this wonderful statue. When I see a statue, I think of history, of Washington and Lincoln, Generals Grant and Lee. I don't deserve a statue or part of history, but let me tell you, from my heart, I'm proud this statue's me. God bless you. The Tigers have just finished their 2002 season, and I've just finished my baseball broadcasting career. And it's time to say goodbye, but I think goodbyes are sad, and I'd much rather say hello. Hello to a new adventure. I'm not leaving, folks. I'll still be with you, living my life in Michigan, my home state, surrounded by family and friends. And rather than goodbye, please allow me to say thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of your family. Thank you for taking me with you to that cottage up north, to the beach, the picnic, your workplace, and your backyard. Thank you for sneaking your transistor under the pillow as you grew up loving the Tigers. Now, I might have been a small part of your life, but you've been a very large part of mine, and it's my privilege and honor to share with you the greatest game of all. Now, God has a new adventure for me, and I'm ready to move on. So I